He swung on and hit the end of right field deep. And you can't forget about this one. Blaze Salter hits number 5, and the Newport Gulls retake the lead.
This is the Newport Gulls pregame show, live from Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island.
Gone! A grand slam! Drew Ludbauer, right tower power, and the Gulls walk off in the 15th inning!
Coming up, interviews, stats, standings, lineups, and a whole lot more.
Tomas steps from the back for one out, throws to first, and it is in time, a double play.
And that one is gone! Going after!
A high drive, left field deep. Lozano going back, looking up. This ball is a two-run homer. TJ Jones hits it out.
Stay tuned. The pregame show begins now on the NECBL Broadcast Network. In his second season covering Newport Gulls baseball, here's play-by-play broadcaster Dave Peck.
Newport saw its 3-game win streak come to an end last night in their 14-9 loss versus the North Adams Steeplecats at Joe Wolf Field. They'll be back in action here tonight against the Plymouth Pilgrims, who are 3-2. On Newport Gulls Scholarship Night at Cardines Field. First pitch set for 6:35. Dave Peck here, field level, getting you set for this Southern Division matchup where 9 summer scholarships will be given away courtesy of the Newport Gulls. Plymouth was not in action yesterday, but their last game on Saturday night was a 6-1 loss to the New Bedford Bay Sox. Offensively, they're just batting .201 as a team that is 11th in the NECBL, but their success has come on the mound. They have a stingy 1.67 earned run average, and they'll be tested tonight against the first-ranked offense in the league in Newport, who bats a team .313 with 9 home runs. Yesterday for the Gulls, it was a 14-9 loss. They scored 3 quick runs in the top of the first, but the pesky North Adams Steeplecats kept the runs coming and ended up getting the win. Cole Austin and Dalton Reed each homered in the game to give them 3 on the year, tying with their teammate Cody Hosey for the #1 spot in home runs for the NECBL so far this season. It's the Gulls and the Pilgrims here in this Southern Division matchup. Don't go anywhere. The Newport Gulls pregame show starts right now. Welcome back to the pregame show. It is time for the Broadcasters Roundtable. Dave Peck joined to my left by Newport Gulls field reporter Aram Lee, and to my right by the voice of the Plymouth Pilgrims, Quinn Kelly. Aram, we'll start with you. It was a 14-9 loss in yesterday's game versus North Adams. Newport had 9 runs on 11 hits. The offense wasn't really the problem. What did you see from them yesterday?
Well, the thing is with the Gulls, 9 runs, you think you can win a lot of ball games when you're scoring 9 runs, but the Gulls have struggled with their pitching towards the bottom of the league in terms of runs allowed per game. As we've said, they're the top in the league with scoring. They have to just play a complete game. They've gotten a little unlucky with infield hits here and there, but for the most part, they got to play a complete game, execute pitches, and if they can hold the opponents to 5 runs or under, they have a good shot to win almost every ball game.
Dalton Reed, Cole Austin, and Cody Hosey all with 3 home runs so far this season, all tied for first in the NECBL in home runs. What have you seen from those guys, and how important has the long ball been for their success?
Well, those guys seem to be feeding off each other almost. If one guy's not hitting, the other one picks up for them. The middle of the order, like you said, has been doing all of the damage. The long ball's been huge. We've seen 2-out situations where they really need to come up big with a run and they'll drive it out, and that seems to be coming up big for the Newport Gulls.
Yeah, you mentioned 2-out hitting, and right now Newport is atop the NECBL in that category. Dalton Reed especially has been so clutch. When you have 2 outs, runners in scoring position, it's just so important, and Newport has been able to plate runners so far this season.
Absolutely. 2-out hitting is how you win ball games. That's the one thing that could set you apart from average teams, is that 2-out execution, and the Gulls have been doing a great job, as you've said.
All right, Quinn, we'll toss it over to you. A 3-2 Plymouth team coming off a loss on Saturday night. They have a 1.67 earned run average, their pitching staff does. What's been working so well for them this year?
Well, it's just a lot of strikes. They're keeping it in the zone. We've got a lot of speed throughout the pitching staff, top to bottom. There's a lot of guys who are throwing in the 90s, and I think they've taken advantage of hitters here early, not getting adjusted, a couple, maybe a month off from live pitching, and just finding the zone, staying in it, and working it well. And the off-speed stuff's been great, top and down.
The Pilgrims have not given up a home run this year. Newport has 9. That's first in team home runs in the entire NECBL. How do they keep that number to 0 tonight?
Well, it's tough to do here in Cardines, for sure. We were talking with Cam Junker, who's getting the start tonight for the Pilgrims, and he's wary of that short center field. But really, it's just keep the ball down, make it difficult for him. and don't hang any breaking balls, and just try your best to make sure they have to work for those homers.
So if pitching has been the most successful spot, the Achilles heel has been the hitting. 201 average, that's 11th in the NECBL. What are they going to have to do to try and get that number up?
I think it's got to work counts. They've been really aggressive, and that strategy can pay off when you're getting a lot of contact. But the last couple games it's been about 1 for 24-ish from the 5 through 9 hitters in the Pilgrims lineup. So they got to find more production in the bottom of the order and see if they can get some more competitive at bats down there.
Who's been a guy that's impressed you the most so far this season?
Well, I guess I'd have to point to two. One, Tyler Wyatt has been great coming back in here. Struggled in his first season with the Pilgrims last year, but this year he's been on fire. He's been hitting the cover off the ball. And then Willie Holmes, he's been doing a great job offensively and defensively. He's had 3 multi-hit games so far, and he's looked really smooth at short, playing out of his natural position there. So
should be a good game. First installment of the Gulls and the Pilgrims this season. For the voice of the Plymouth Pilgrims, Quinn Kelly, and Newport Gulls field reporter R. Millian, I'm Dave Peck. Don't go anywhere. The Newport Gulls pregame show continues next right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to the pregame show on the NECBL Broadcast Network. I'm Dan Byford here with Dylan Plew, the leadoff hitter. Dylan, you've been all over the infield so far in this season. Is there a position that you're most comfortable at, or do you like playing wherever you can?
I'm pretty comfortable, all over the field, but I played third base this year at Washington State, and I played second last year, so I'd say I'm most comfortable there, but I played shortstop in high school, and I can move over to first. So, yeah, I'm pretty comfortable all over the place.
All right, good. And so as the leadoff hitter, your number one job is to get on base, right? And so far this season, you've been doing that at a pretty good clip, 500 on-base percentage. How do you approach at-bats and prepare to get on base literally half the time?
Early in the counts, I'm just waiting for a pitch that I can drive, and if it's not in my spot, then I'm not swinging. We have this little saying back at my university that a walk is a win. So, you can't be scared to take your walks at any point.
You've definitely done a good job of that so far. 6 walks, only 2 strikeouts. How do you avoid strikeouts?
Just putting the bat on the ball when the pitcher makes some good pitches when you have 2 strikes, and just being comfortable when you have 2 strikes and not giving in.
So, what's your mindset protecting the plate when you have 2 strikes?
In order to strike out, the pitcher has to throw a strike. So you really just have to stick to your plan and just hit a strike. And any pitch that he makes that is called like a pitcher's pitch, you just got to do your best to get the bat on the ball and foul it off.
All right. The NECBL pregame show continues next.
Welcome back to the NECBL pregame show. I'm Joe DeLeon. Here with me is Nathan Ryder. Nathan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
So Nathan has been a key contributor so far this season. He has been primarily in a closing role and has yet to allow a run and only 1 hit. So Nathan, what is it like having such a crucial role, being the guy that closes out games for your team?
Yeah, it feels really good for the team to have confidence in me at the end of the game. So it's a really good thing.
So as we were talking about, it's very important to have a good close and a good save within a game. What's it like, however, sitting around and having all that time in between when you actually go out there?
Yeah, it's definitely different. You got to kind of pace yourself out there. In the start of the game, just kind of relax and get going. And then towards the end of the game, when things start being close, you got to start locking into the game and pay attention to everything.
And does your role with the Gulls right now differ at all from what you were doing with your college team at Bryant?
Nope, actually at Bryant I was the closer there as well. I think I had 8 saves there, so I got a lot of opportunities to practice the role there, so it's good.
So first off day tomorrow, what are you doing?
I think I'm actually going golfing tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where are you going golfing?
I think Green Valley.
Gotcha.
So head up there.
All right, that is the end of this interview. Going back to the NECBL pregame show continues after this.
I'm waiting here with Louisville Cardinal Zach Britton. Zach, you got here a little late. You were playing in the regional with Louisville. You get here, the team was already playing a little bit, and now you're getting acclimated. How has it been? How have you been adjusting to Newport?
So I got here Friday night. I got to my host family's house, and they've been great to me. And all these guys they're great teammates, and they really helped me make that a smooth transition. So it's been good.
So in your first start behind the plate, you get to catch the ball from Gavin Sullivan, your teammate at Louisville. How was that experience for you?
No, it was pretty cool. You know, I know what Gavin throws, and I kind of know what he likes. So it was pretty nice to catch somebody familiar for the first time out. So.
And so far, what has been your favorite part about playing in Newport? It's a little different than Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, it's a lot different. The atmosphere is a lot different, but it's fun. It's relaxed, but we're here to get better and here to play baseball and have fun doing it. So we're doing a good job.
Well, thank you, Zach. Aram Layton here with Zach Britton. The pregame show will continue on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
It is time for the Manager's Show. Dave Peck alongside Coach Mike Coombs. Coach, as always, how are we doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well.
Long bus ride?
Yeah, how's your neck?
It's a little jacked up.
So you were sporting, actually, the pillow that wraps around. Is that better than just a standard pillow?
I don't know how to. My wife got it for me. She said, use this. And I go, all right, I'll try it. But I don't know. But I have my neck's fine. So.
When you're at home, do you use a water pillow, Tempur-Pedic,
Yeah, every once in a while my temper gets the best of me, and I throw the pillow away or whatever. But Tempur-Pedics or whatever, or just a pillow. Just give me a pillow.
So it was a long day yesterday, 14-9 loss. What can you take away from that? 11 hits, 9 runs scored. Just things didn't really go the way of the Gulls.
Well, I told the boys there's a bumper sticker that my old Skip used to have on his car, and it says, "Stuff happens," but it doesn't say stuff. And that's what happened last night. Stuff happened.
You know the origination of that bumper sticker? You know the movie where that's originated from? Forrest Gump.
No.
Actually, yeah, they have the bumper stickers, stuff happens.
If anything happened that could happen, that did happen, it happened. And it wasn't pretty.
Honestly, I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah. It was ugly.
Well, how about Dalton Reed, .435 batting average. He's leading the team. He also has 3 home runs. He's leading the NECBL. He's tied with Hosey and Austin. But what have you seen from him?
He likes to have a head-on wreck with the ball. Sees the ball, he's a big bopper, and he's bopping, and I love it. And he's a good kid, and we got him in the right hole, and he's just swinging it, and hopefully he can swing it like that all summer.
7th game in the 7th night here for the Gulls. Not totally uncharacteristic here in the NECBL, but does that affect your lineup at all?
No. We got a new guy in, Stevie Mangrum, out of Virginia Tech, and I'm going to put him in right field. Move the lineup a little bit, move Plu back to second, and put Harvey, our retired second baseman. It was so funny because I explained to the kids after the game, I want to thank the kids that played out of position. And I played him out of position, but he told me he could do it. So after the game, we talked about it. I said, thank you. And then I said, you guys got anything? And Harvey goes, yeah, I just want everybody to know that I'm a retired second baseman now.
He made a nice grab. On a line drive, he made a nice play. Yeah. So we'll see what happens here tonight.
Yeah, so we got Plu at second. And we're going to bring Cole from right field and he played shortstop in high school. So we'll see what he can do there.
We'll see what happens. It's the Plymouth Pilgrims and the Newport Gulls. For Mike Coombs, I'm Dave Peck. Don't go anywhere. The Pilgrims and the Gulls are up next right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Dave Peck and the Newport Gulls broadcast team. It's game number 6, game number 2 here at Cardines Field of the 2018 NECBL season, and it's the Newport Gulls facing off against the 3-2 Plymouth Pilgrims, both tied with the same record. Dave Peck in the broadcast booth alongside the Newport Gulls scorekeeper Andre Olivier, the voice of the Plymouth Pilgrims, Quinn Kelly, and Newport Gulls field reporter Joe DeLeon. Newport 3-2 coming off that 14-9 loss last night against the North Adams Steeplecats. It was Russell Smith who picked up the loss for Newport, going 4.1 innings, giving up 8 runs, 5 of which were earned on 5 hits while walking 4. And Newport did jump out to an early 3-0 lead, but just an absolutely relentless North Adams lineup that just kept coming, and they ended up with 14 runs, and really a tough break for Newport as they had a long bus ride home. But they're back in action today against the Pilgrims, also 3-2, a Southern Division matchup, Southern Division rivals, I think it's safe to say. And I'll bring in the voice of the Plymouth Pilgrims, Quinn Kelly.
Quinn, this is a team that's coming off an off day. They had a game on Saturday in which they lost 6-1 to the 4-1 now New Bedford Bay Sox. And we talked a little in the pregame show about how dominant this pitching staff has been with that 1.67 earner on average, but the hitting so far has been a problem.
Yeah, it has. You know, you come in just hitting .201 as a team. Just not getting it done with runners in scoring position either. 2 for 12 with runners in scoring position since that game against Winnipesaukee, in which they put up 17 runs. And we talked about, you know, they're not really far behind in a lot of categories, but it's that game that helps them out, that big offensive outpour against Winnipesaukee. The last 3 games have been a struggle at the dish for the Pilgrims, relying on the home run ball for most of their run production. And quite frankly, the off day couldn't have come at a better time. They need to hit the reset button here and get the bats going.
One thing they don't do is give up any long balls. They have 0 given up on the year, but it's an interesting matchup. They're going head-to-head against the #1 ranked Newport offense, who has 9 home runs on the year. They have 4 here at Cardines Field so far this season. And it'll be interesting to see, you know, it's an unstoppable force meets an immovable object kind of right here in this matchup.
Absolutely, and especially given who's on the mound. You got the Pilgrims ace in Cam Junker coming on after a 7-inning shutout performance in Game 1 of the season for the Pilgrims. You know, made that honors team this past week for the NECBL, and he's been fantastic here in that one start. And it's going to be tough to get the ball out. If he can control, which was his big problem last year in his first season with the Pilgrims, if he can keep the ball down and keep it in the zone, it's going to be interesting to see how the Gulls will handle it.
It's Newport Gulls Scholarship Night here at Cardines Field, where 9 summer camp scholarships will be given away, courtesy of. And it is going to be some sort of matchup here. Both teams 3-2. As they come into this one, we'll take a quick break and be right back. You're listening and watching Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Joe, now on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
A reminder that this copyrighted telecast is the exclusive property of the Newport Gulls Baseball Club and the New England Collegiate Baseball League, presented by the authority of the NECBL Broadcast Network for the entertainment of our listening and viewing audience. It may not be reproduced, re-recorded, or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game cannot be disseminated without the express written consent of the Newport Gulls and the Commissioner's Office of the New England Collegiate Baseball League.
As we welcome you back to the ballpark here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. Again, Newport Gulls Scholarship Night. Festivities happening on the field right now, but first we will send it over to the Newport Gulls field reporter Joe DeLeon for a look around the league from last night, as well as the matchups in the NECBL here tonight. Joe?
Well, Dave, we had a very active last night for Sunday. We had multiple games going on. The Danbury Westerners beat the Winnipesaukee Muskrats 11-2, as well as you touched upon earlier, the North Adams Steeplecats ended up beating the Gulls 14-9, getting revenge after the 8-0 win on Friday night. As far as the other games go, the Mystic Schooners had an 8-0 loss to the Upper Valley Nighthawks. The Sanford Mariners ended up beating the Valley Blue Sox 3-0, and then the Keene Swamp Bats lost to New Bedford Bay Sox 7-3. As far as the games for today, we have 4 games going on, 3 today besides the game that we have here in Cardines Field. The Ocean State Waves are facing off against the Mystic Schooners. The Vermont Mountaineers are facing off against the North Adams Steeplecats, and finally the Danbury Westerners are facing off against the Sanford Mariners. Back to you, Dave.
Thanks, Joe. And then, you know, it's still here in the season, but we have enough games, 5 or so, under our belt. What do the standings look like around the NECBL so far?
Well, as far as the standings go, sorry, my apologies.
Nice festivities going on down the field as the teams line the first base line. Gulls dressed in their all white, and the Pilgrims dressed in their blue tops with white pants down the third base line. And Quinn, real quick, we'll toss it back to you as the festivities continue. But what do you think is the most important thing for the Pilgrims going forward into this game?
Well, I think today has to be the day where you see some progress made after the off day. You know, I talked about they have to kind of hit the reset button. What we'd really like to see is maybe them start to take a couple more pitches. You know, a lot of it has been go right after the first pitch you see, which, as we talked about in the pregame show, that's a really good method when you're swinging the bat well. You know, you saw like up the ranks the Astros. That was their big thing last year in their championship run in the MLB, was you just attack at the plate. But right now, the bats just kind of aren't, they don't have a great feel. They're not seeing pitches well, so they got to make sure they work some longer at bats, get deeper into starters outings, and then go from there.
And, it's still early, and I was talking to Coach Coombs of the Gulls a couple days ago just about how long does it take to kind of figure out what you have as a team. And he said, the first couple of weeks, especially in June, you're kind of, feeling things out. You got new players coming in. You're shuffling lineups, players playing different positions than they did in their college teams. And then he said in July, that's when you have to hit the ground running and really make your playoff push, because there are only 44 games in this NECBL season. So you don't have much time, but you do have a couple of weeks to kind of sort things out. As we hear the Southern Division matchup between the Gulls and the Pilgrims, and for the standings around the league, Joe.
Now I finally got them. The Upper Valley Nighthawks are leading the Northern Division. They have a record of 3-1, and right behind them are the Valley Blue Sox. And then for our very own Southern Division, the Danbury Westerners have the best record of 4-1, tied with the New Bedford Bay Sox. And then our Newport Gulls are actually tied with the Pilgrims right now with a record of 3-2, stuck in the middle there. And at the bottom of both divisions, we have two 1-4 teams. Winnipesaukee, the Muskrats are 1-4. In the Northern Division, as far as for the Southern, the Mystic Schooners are also 1-4. Back to you.
Thanks, Joe. Again, Newport Gulls Scholarship Night here. 9 summer camp scholarships will be given away courtesy of the Newport Gulls. A nice first pitch there from James Pavia, the Newport Gulls College Scholarship recipient from Rogers High School. And he got into every school he applied to: URI, Springfield, UMass Dartmouth, Bridgewater, Southern Connecticut State University. As we go down to the field for the honor guard that is brought to you by Cumberland Police Department.
Tonight to sing the national anthem are students of the Melville and Hathaway Elementary Schools, under the direction of Karen Aganetti and Jonah Mancuso.
As we welcome you back here to the broadcast booth, Dave Peck
once
alongside
again to our
scorekeeper
college
Andre
recipients.
Olivier,
And
the
thank you to
voice of the
Valhalla
Plymouth
Pathways
Pilgrims,
School
Quinn
for
Kelly,
performance.
and the Newport Gulls
Now,
field
get ready to
reporter
play some
Joe
ball.
De Leon. We are just about set for baseball, but first we'll look at the Plymouth Pilgrims lineup. And for that, I'll send it over to Quinn.
Thank you very much. In the leadoff position is Garrett Hyatt playing center field tonight for the Pilgrims, coming off a big 1-for-4 game with him with a double, his first extra base hit of the season at New Bedford. Tyler Wyatt, the only hitter above 300 in the Pilgrims order, coming in at .333, hitting second out of Grand Canyon University. Colton Parrish doing the DHing tonight. The TCU product hits third. Isaiah Cullum, the catcher, out of Mizzou in that cleanup spot. Cam Walsh, the left fielder out of Northeastern, hits in that 5-hole with Max Flower, the right fielder out of Cal Berkeley, behind him. The bottom three, Elijah Dunham, the first baseman out of Indiana, Ryan Solomon, the third baseman out of Northeastern, and Nick Viscarello, the second baseman out of Bryant.
And they will face off against Josh Bates, the righty, 6'2", 185 out of Tulane, a rising sophomore, and he's made just one appearance so far this season, and it came against Mystic back on June 6th. His ERA 7.20 in 5 innings. He struck out 8 with 3 walks, allowing 4 hits, and it was a 14-10 win against Mystic when Newport scored 11 runs in the second inning and really helped Josh Bates to settle in. And if you're a starting pitcher, to get 11 runs in just the second inning just can change everything going forward as the Gulls take the field for the third time here at Cardines and get set. You see Coach Coombs right there talking with the umpires. A lot of ground rules here at Cardines. Home plate umpire for tonight's ball game is Ben Wroblewski, first baseman Cameron Haney, and the third base umpire is Dave Bailey. Field dimensions here at Newport, it's quite an interesting ballpark, as we like to mention. It was constructed in 1908 and it's stuck around since. Left field 315, left center field is 365, dead center 395. It's 315 down in right center field where that fence juts out, and then it's 285 down the right field line. Fence is 28 feet high all the way around. And now the weather here in Newport, 65 degrees and sunny. Not a cloud in the sky from what you can see. And the American flag waving there with winds 10 miles per hour with a humidity of 48 degrees. And as the game goes on, it will get to about 57 degrees, but should stay dry here in the city by the sea. And we'll take you through the Newport Gulls lineup real quick. Lead off for today's ball game will be Dylan Plew. He's at second from Washington State. The shortstop is Cole Austin, moving from right field to the infield. He's batting second from Arizona State. In the 3-hole, Dalton Reed, the designated hitter, committed to University of Kentucky for next season. Batting cleanup, Cody Hosey. He's at third from Tulane. Zach Hogeson is in center from Arizona State. He bats fifth. And Zach Britton is in the 6th hole from Louisville. He is behind the plate. Dylan Clunan batting 7th, playing left field from Miami. Stevie Mangrum playing in his first game of the 2018 season as he arrived just yesterday. He's out in right field from Virginia Tech and bats 8th. And rounding out the lineup for the Gulls here tonight, Logan Harvey. He's playing first from Wake Forest. And they will face off against Cameron Junker as Josh Bates takes his warm-up pitches and gets set to face a lineup that is looking to find their groove. Newport wearing their all-white uniforms with Gulls written in blue from left to right across the chest, outlined in orange. The numbers are under that. White pants with the blue and orange piping down the side. And Plymouth is wearing their navy blue tops with white pants. As the throw comes down from Britton, and we are set to go. The defensive alignment for the Gulls: Cody Hosey at third, Cole Austin at short, Dylan Plew at second. The first baseman is Logan Harvey. Outfield, left to right, Dylan Clunan, Zach Hogeson, and Stevie Mangrum. And Zach Britton catching for Bates. As here comes Garrett Hyatt, the center fielder from Eckerd College, to lead things off. He bats from the left side.
The center fielder, number 7, Garrett Hyatt of Eckerd College and Deerfield Beach.
Hyatt's one of the guys in the Pilgrims lineup that's been stinging the ball all around the ballpark, just at people. Had a big extra base hit last night, looking to build off it.
First pitch from Bates just misses outside for ball 1, and we're underway here. 6:39. Game start time here in Newport, Rhode Island. The 1-0. That changeup misses low. 2 balls and no strikes. And Hyatt batting 176 so far this season. Has 3 hits and 17 at-bats, 4 runs. Bates from the windup. Here's the 2-0. That one is fouled down the left field line, slicing up and out of play.
Better call, Newport Gulls.
Yeah, one of those 4 runs that Hyatt scored on the season, the only one the Pilgrims were able to push across 2 days ago down in New Bedford.
Here's the 2-1 pitch from Bates, and it's a slow chopper down the first baseline, but it rolls foul to even things up at 2 apiece. Hyatt, Wyatt, and Parrish due up here in the top of the first inning for the Pilgrims. A team that last year made the playoffs in that 3 spot, and they defeated Newport. They were 4-2 head-to-head against the Gulls. Here's the 2-2 pitch, check swing. That one misses off the plate, but Britton will check the third base umpire, Dave Bailey. He says he didn't go around. So right away here we have a full count to Hyatt. Here's the pitch. That fastball's in there for strike 3, and Hyatt knew it. He jumps out of the batter's box. First strikeout of the ball game for Bates, and there's one gone.
Not really sure what Hyatt was looking for there, quite honestly. It came with the fastball right on the inside. I don't know if he expected him to go off speed there and try to fool him, but just not ready. Didn't seem to be in there for that payoff pitch.
Yeah, it seemed like his mind was elsewhere. I mean, he jumped out of the batter's box instantly, probably even before his glove.
And I don't know if it was, maybe he thought it was inside and he was turning. I don't know. It's very strange.
So here is Tyler White, who takes a first pitch curveball off the plate for ball 1, just missing a little outside. White from Grand Canyon University. So far, he's batting .333, leading the Pilgrims as he skies this one into shallow center field. The second baseman, Plu, goes back and makes the catch. 2 gone. 2 quick outs here for Newport. And a nice start so far for Josh Bates out of Tulane.
Batting third, the designated hitter.
Bates was at a 2-2 record, 16 appearances, 10 starts for the Green Wave, had a 5.24 earned run average.
And La Vernia, Texas.
Nobody on, 2 out. Here is Colton Parrish, who takes strike 1 from Bates. Parrish from Texas Christian University, and a number of Horned Frogs on the field today. Augie Milbauer, Russell Smith. Here's the 0-1. It's a fastball off the plate, 1-1. Parrish so far in the year, .250. He is 3 for 12 with 3 runs. He has 1 home run and an RBI. Also has walked 5 times. Bates from the windup. That one is swung through and missed for strike 2.
That's a great pitch there by Bates. Breaking ball that kind of curls back in side there to Parrish. He can't really do anything with that. Starts in, goes for it, and by the time it gets by him, it's at the back knee.
Leg kick and the delivery. That one, a slow chopper down the third base line, and it's Hosey coming in bare hands at the throw is not in time. That will go down as a single for Colton Parrish. And the Pilgrims have their first base run of the ball game.
Well, when you're not swinging hot bats, you'll take them how you can get them. And you got to be happy there for the Pilgrims to get one on ahead of Isaiah Cullum. Here coming up, not really swinging it too well himself, 176, but so much power. And always a threat here, especially in a ballpark with some shorter areas.
28-foot fence, but 285 to right. See that netting that goes over the fence, a lot of space as the Mizzou product takes strike 1 in the outside corner. And those infield hits, that happened actually a lot to Newport in yesterday's game. Broken bats and a slow infield, pretty tall grass relatively speaking, and there were quite a few fielders' choices that could have been double plays maybe at any other ballpark, but just not happening at Joe Wolf Field. Here's the 0-1. That one is fouled down the third baseline into the netting. And Bates is quickly up 0-2.
I'll tell you what, that play by Hosey at third was really as well as he could have done, too, on that one. I mean, came at, got it bare hand and a quick release, but Parrish hustling down the line, who has really good speed for a guy whose primary position is catcher.
He had 3 stolen bases at TCU this past season. Bates from the stretch. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's a curveball off the plate and in the dirt for ball 1. No advance from Parrish at first. Hyatt struck out looking. Wyatt flew out to Plu in shallow center field. Parrish singled on that swinging bunt down the third baseline. That's where we stand right now as the 1-2 fastball misses outside. Of course, the dugouts here at Cardines on the same side down that first base line. And fence really marked by the property lines out there in the outfield as that curveball spikes in the dirt. Nice stop there from Britton, but it's a full count to Cullum.
That one well out in front of the plate. No chance to get Cullum to go on that one. If you're Bates, you got to elevate it a little bit.
Britton back to catcher. He played first yesterday. There have been a few changes in the defensive alignment here for Coach Coombs. As Bates gets the sign, here's the 3-2 pitch, and it's fouled straight to the backstop. And we'll reset and do it again. Colton Parrish was off on the play. But Cole Austin is now playing shortstop. He has been in right field for every ball game so far this season. And Coach Coombs saw his infield highlight tape. He played some short in high school, and the very next day he is there at short. Gethings nursing a minor injury as the 3-2 pitch is laced down the left field line, but it lands foul.
Cullum just a little bit out ahead of that one, but on it.
Cullum 6'2", 235 from Bushnell, Florida. Played in 18 games for Mizzou. 9 starts, 133 average and 30 at-bats. Puts up a nice fight here against Bates, who's trying to get his last here in the top of the first inning. Still no score between the Pilgrims and the Gulls. The 3-2, the runner is off. That one is lined into right field and fielded on the hop by Mangrum. And the throw is over the head of Austin, but there to back him up is Hosey, so no further advance from Parrish, who stands on second. Cullum has a base hit. He's now on first, and the Pilgrims have a little something going here with 2 outs.
And that's just a great job by Isaiah Cullum, battling back from 0-2, working a full count, working a long at bat against Bates, and eventually winning the battle. The Pilgrims had something written on the bottom of their lineup card in the dugout today. It said, if you don't get the first one, forget about it, go after the next pitch. And that's kind of been what Coach Zackerson has harped on. He's felt like one bad swing has kind of led to bad at-bats for the Pilgrims, but Cullum, after going down 0-2, gets right back.
Here comes Cam Walsh from Northeastern. First pitch swinging, grounded towards the shortstop, and it's Austin who flips it to Plu at second to retire the side. So Bates is able to work through those 2-out singles, and the Pilgrims leave 2 runners on. No errors for Newport, no scores. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The 25th Annual New England League All-Star Game will be hosted by our very own Valley Blue Sox on Sunday, July 29th. Join the NECBL's best as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every MLB organization at Mackenzie Stadium in Holyoke, Massachusetts. Visit asg18.necbl.com for more information. NCTV 18, Newport County, the World Wide Web, and on DVD. This is Newport Gulls Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Hip, hip. As welcome you back here to Cardines Field, you see on your screen the Gulls Nest. And that's one of the premier spots to watch a ball game there, as you can enjoy a drink, and you're pretty much right there. If a foul ball slices down the right field line, you may see anybody on that right side of the infield, as the Pilgrims can't get anything going. They get 2 runners on with 2 outs, but Bates is able to work through it. And the Gulls will be up here, and they will face off against Cameron Junker, the junior out of Notre Dame.
Yeah, Junker's been fantastic, or was fantastic, I should say, in his first start for the Pilgrims. Looking to continue that success here and build off what was his first season in the starting rotation this past year for Notre Dame. Worked himself out of it with a couple of rough appearances, but looking like he has something to prove here this summer. He's got a fastball that sits low 90s, 92, 93, tops out at 95. And a really nasty breaking ball when he can locate it.
Junker 1 game, 7 innings pitched, gave up no runs, 2 hits, walked no one, and struck out 7. He owns a 1-0 record with no earned runs allowed. So he is the guy, and this is a Pilgrims team that has a 1.67 earned run average. They've given up 16 runs. That's tied for third in the NECBL. And like we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, have allowed 0 home runs. So we'll see what Newport can do. The Gulls fell 14-9 last night, but they did put up 9 runs off 11 hits. Cole Austin had the 3-run home run, and Dolan Reed had a home run as well in the same inning. A 4-run 7th. That was not quite enough to stop the Steeplecats, but still some offensive momentum, as in steps Dylan Plew. He's been the leadoff guy the entire year for Coach Coombs out of Washington State. He digs in. Plew, 333 hitter. He is 7 for 21, 6 runs scored, 3 doubles, and 2 RBI. First pitch from Junker is a fastball taken high, ball 1.
Talked about it at the top, but the most important thing for Junker is going to be staying in the zone. He was honestly, quite frankly, surprised with himself that he did not give up a single walk in that debut start.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball swung through, and his right hand came off the bat there. Count will move to 1-1, but a big swing, and Junker just blew it right by him.
He's got overpowering speed. I mean, there are not too many guys that you're going to see that are going to crawl up into that mid-90s range here in the NECBL, and when you're up there first at bat of the day, that he can surprise you a little bit.
Plew reached base 5 out of 6 times in yesterday's game, was 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. 1-1 pitch fouled to the netting down the first base line. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. He also walked twice in yesterday's game, and he was playing shortstop. He's back to second. He's also played a little bit of first, so that's part of this carousel that we've seen in the infield so far for Newport. But the big addition of Stevie Mangrum opened some doors for Coach Coombs. Mangrum is in right in today's ball game. Jack Gethings was in the infield early on, but he is again nursing that injury as Junker shakes off Cullum. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball slicing down the left field line. That'll get into the bullpen. Count remains 1-2. And Quinn, you take us around the defensive alignment here for the Pilgrims.
Absolutely. From left to right across the outfield will be Cam Walsh, Garrett Hyatt, and Max Flower. Ryan Solomon, Tyler Wyatt, Nick Fiscarello, and Elijah Dunham go third to first in the infield. And Isaiah Cullen back behind the dish doing the catching for Junker.
Here's the 1-2. That curveball spikes in the dirt just in front of the plate to move the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Plew. Cole Austin on deck, Dalton Reed behind him. Some dangerous hitters here in the Newport lineup. Austin, Reed, and Hosey, the 2-3-4 part of this lineup, all with 3 home runs, all tied for first in the NECBL in long balls. Here's the 2-2 from Junker. Check swing, foul, left side. We'll reset and do it again.
One of the best parts of Junker's outing in that opening game in Vermont was his efficiency, just 92 pitches through 7 innings. So important here, Plew doing a good job of working him the very first at bat of the game a little bit.
Yeah, Hyatt was able to work Bates to a full count. He ended up striking out looking, but leadoff man Plew here for Newport doing a similar thing here. As he awaits the 2-2 from Junker, here it is. It's a fastball fouled off the netting once more. Plew spits on his hands now, rubs his batting gloves together, trying to get some grip. First strike was swung on and, and a big miss, but his hand came off, trying to get some extra grip here. Not too humid at Newport this evening.
No, pretty dry night.
Junker from the windup, leg kick, and the delivery, and it's another foul ball down the third base line.
You can see Junker spin off the mound a little bit there, showing signs of frustration that he's not able to put away Plew just yet. Can't make a mistake pitch. You see a guy foul off so many times, you start to try to think about getting a little too cute with it, and that's when you can make a mistake that the batter takes advantage of.
Newport has enjoyed playing at Cardines. They bat .370 with runners in scoring position. That is first, as that one is fouled off the netting once more. So a lot of foul balls here for Plew. He's really making Junker work.
And you see Junker now laughing as somebody shouted something from the Newport dugout at him. The umpire had already go back and get a new set of balls here in the first at bat.
No score, bottom of the first inning. Nobody on, nobody out. Blue putting up a fight here against Junker. Newport at Cardines Field this season. 4 home runs and a .397 average, along with 8 doubles and 19 RBI. Here's the break-even offering, and it's another foul ball. And he's gone. Left side foul ball pretty much every time, just a little bit late, having trouble timing it up. And, you mentioned Junker is a hard-throwing right-handed pitcher. And, if anything, Blue is making him work very hard here and bringing up that pitch count, because
Certainly.
Newport has, done a good job getting into bullpens early on, but, this is a Pilgrims bullpen that is very good, and it doesn't really get any weaker as they go into it.
No, it certainly doesn't. I mean, 1.67 ERA, you're getting it from all parts, starters and relievers. The starting rotation itself, though, a 1.11 ERA, so really most of the runs have come off that bullpen, but tough all around.
Here's the 2-2 again. That fastball misses high and outside, so we have a full count here to Plough, who is putting up a fight and making Cameron Junker work. Junker, a rising junior at Notre Dame. 6'4", 215 from Liberty Township, Ohio. Trying to win this battle. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and it's a broken bat. Pop fly into shallow right field. Flower coming on. He's able to make the grab, one gone.
And you can't really be upset with that at bat out of Plough. I mean, you see 12 pitches in the first at bat. I mean, that's doing your job as a leadoff hitter, even if you don't get on.
Yeah, especially, the fact that Newport has a lot of guys behind him, so as you tire out a pitcher, it can maybe give them a little bit more opportunities, as possibly Junker tires out. So here's Cole Austin, shortstop. He had a 3-run home run in yesterday's game. First pitch fastball just catches the outside corner for strike one. That's a nice spot from Junker.
Beautiful spot on the outside. We saw in the first inning Josh Bates get a similar call, that high and outside, very tough to hit.
0-1 curveball waved and missed. Now 0-2.
It'll be interesting to see what Junker comes with here. He has that fastball, has the slider you just saw there, but then he also features a changeup that he says he uses in very, very rare situations, mainly 0-2 to lefties, but will occasionally go with it to the righty.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball misses high. Easy take there from Austin. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. And he was a transfer from West Virginia University, was Austin. Did not play, was ineligible to play for Arizona State this year. As the 1-2 pitch is in there for strike 3. Nice curveball. First strikeout of the ball game for Junker, and they're 2 away.
And Austin not happy with that one, but pretty much an identical spot to strike 1. And he wasn't happy with that one either, in fairness, but call didn't change there from the home plate umpire.
Yeah, definitely too close to take, and a nice spot from Junker, being able to locate that curveball in such a accurate way. But 2 down here, Dalton Reed digging in to the left-handed batter's box. He has been special, .435 batting average as he takes ball 1 low. Reed from Seminole State, committed to University of Kentucky. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Chases the upstairs fastball to even things up at 1-1.
When Junker really rears back and throws, he finds that you can get a little bit of what almost appears like a rise on that pitch, a la Craig Kimbrell type pitcher or something like that. And sometimes that high fastball is hard to lay off.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Nice job fouling it off to the backstop by Reed, but the count will move to 1-2. Reed, .435. He's 10 for 23, 7 runs scored, 3 home runs, 8 RBI, 2 walks, and struck out 7 times. As he awaits the 1-2. No score here in the bottom of the first inning. 2 down, nobody on. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Junker, and it's swung through and missed for strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Junker. And the Gulls go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. We'll head to the second. Still no score here in Newport. You're listening and watching Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Sunday, July 29th, it's the New England Collegiate Baseball League's All-Star Game at Mackenzie Stadium in Holyoke, Massachusetts. Join all 13 NECBL teams, including this year's hosts, the Valley Blue Sox, for a night of baseball action that can't be missed. The always exciting skills competition and home run derby start in the early afternoon with game time set for 5:10. For more information about July 29th's All-Star Game or the New England Collegiate Baseball League, visit www.necbl.com. The Newport Gulls, 6-time champions of the NECBL. Follow the whole season right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
As welcome you back to the ballpark here in Newport, Rhode Island. Dave Peck alongside the Newport Gulls scorekeeper Andre Olivier, the voice of the Plymouth Pilgrims, Quinn Kelly, and the Newport Gulls field reporter Joe DeLeon. No scores. We head to the top of the second inning, and it will be Flower, Dunham, and Solomon due up here for the Pilgrims, trying to strike first against Newport. Josh Bates was able to work through. He got 2 quick outs, then a single from Parrish, a single from Cullum, but he got Walsh to pop out, or ground out rather, on the 6-4 fielder's choice. But a couple of long at-bats for both the Gulls and the Pilgrims so far in this game.
Yeah, 20 pitches for Junker there in the first, and I believe just over 20 pitches for Bates. So a good job by both these lineups.
So Flower from UC Berkeley. He's playing right field today for Greg Zackerson team, 6th-year manager for the Pilgrims. First pitch, chopped foul down the third base line, 0-1.
And this is an important inning for the Pilgrims. Talked on the top. The bottom half of the order has not been solid for the Pilgrims. That's been where a lot of their troubles lie. And the 3 lower scoring affairs for the Pilgrims, just 6 for 46 last game, 2 for 18.
0-1 curveball, bounces 59 feet. Nice scoop from Britton, but the count moved to 1 ball and 1 strike. Flower on the year, 133. He is 2 for 15 with 3 RBI. 1-1 pitch, another breaking ball, that one taken for strike 2. A lot of breaking balls from both pitchers too. They both like to go to the curveball and have been able to spot it up. That one catching a lot of the plate on the outer third. As the 1-2 misses low and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Flower. Crowd shuffling in here, Cardines Field, Monday, June 11th. Here's the 2-2 pitch, another breaking ball, and he gets Flower to wave through that one for strike 3, the second strikeout of the night for Bates. 1 down here in the second.
And that's been one of the bigger problems for Flower early in the season here. He hasn't had a lot of compete on breaking balls down in the count. Just hasn't been seeing them well out of pitchers' hands.
Yeah, he's just trying to bury that one, and he was able to get Flower to chase. Like you said, it really wasn't that much of a competitive swing on the ball. Kind of waving through it, but a nice pitch there from Bates nonetheless, as in steps Elijah Dunham from Indiana, and Dunham so far is just batting 100. He's 1 for 10. First pitch from Bates misses low, 1 ball and no strikes. Bates working from the windup, has the black glove, puts it out in front. Here's a leg kick and the delivery. Fastball low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes here to Dunham. Dunham 6 foot 205, rising sophomore from Evansville, Indiana. 2-0 pitch, deep line drive into the right center gap, and that'll get all the way into the corner. It's Mangrum who's able to scoop it from the corner, throw into Plu, but it's a 1-out double there for Elijah Dunham.
That's a great bit of hitting by Dunham there. Barreled that one up, put a good stroke on it, and it's one of the deeper parts of the ballpark. And now the Pilgrims, I think the biggest thing here is you got to capitalize right away. You know, you got to feel like you can get it done when you got runners in scoring position. And we'll see if Solomon can do it here.
Here is Ryan Solomon from Northeastern. He's playing third base today, bats from the right side. Opportunity with Dunham on second here, 1 out in the top of the second inning. Still no score. First pitch from Bates. Popped up, right side. Britton giving chase in front of the Newport dugout, and it's in and out of his glove, but did he trap it? No, he did not. So that will just be a foul ball and a chance for out number 2, but just couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, and now if you're Solomon, you have to make him pay. I mean, they've just given you new life. Got to find a way to get a good bat on it.
Plu having a quick conversation there with Bates.
Solomon came on as a pinch hitter replacing Willie Holmza on Saturday and ripped a single in his first at bat. Finished 1 for 2 on the night.
He's batting 125, 1 for 8 in 3 games played. Bates from the stretch. Curveball misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. A lot of Northeastern guys here. You got Solomon and John Mazza, David Steele.
Not surprising after one of the best seasons in program history for them, making the NCAA tournament.
Here's the 1-1. That one fouled straight to the backstop, 1 and 2. And yeah, they did well. They ended up losing in the NCAA regionals to NC State. But certainly a season that they can be proud of. Bates takes a long look in, now gets the sign from Britton. Sets the glove at the belt. Britton setting up outside. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It is outside, but it's low to even things up at 2-2. Northeastern was 36-21 overall, 17-16 in the Colonial Athletic Association. That was first, and they lost to UNC Wilmington in the championship of the CAA tourney. Here's the 2-2. Pulls the string on him, but a nice job fouling it off to keep it at 2 balls and 2 strikes from Solomon.
Yeah, really solid job just getting the end of the bat there and hanging alive. Got to find a way, if nothing else, to just move Dunham over to third here if you're Solomon.
Still no score, 1 down in the top of the 2nd inning. A fight from Solomon. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Elevated fastball. This one popped up behind home plate. Britton giving chase, but he'll watch it land into the stands. About 10 feet to our northeast. But another foul ball. We've seen a lot of those in this game, and that's because Bates and Junker both throw very hard. And, you know, first time through the lineup, you're trying to figure out what kind of stuff they have. They don't really see or necessarily prepare too much in summer ball for an opposing pitcher. So first time is really just trying to see what they have. Bates comes to the set. Here's the 2-2. It's a breaking ball, waved through and missed for strike 3. 3rd strikeout of the game for Bates, and there are 2 gone.
That's a really, really great job there by Bates. An important out to get.
Second baseman.
Now he's got a good chance right here to spoil that 1-out double by Dunham.
So here's Nick Viscarello playing second base from Bryant University. That's from the right side. Here's the first pitch. Fastball. He's able to lay off it for ball 1. Just missed a little bit high. But there are 2 down. Dunham has 1 hit. It was that double. He stands on second right now. 2-out hitting, especially with runners in scoring position, has been something Newport's been successful at. As that curveball catches the inside corner, we'll see if the Pilgrims can do something here.
They got their leading RBI getter in the box right now in Viscarello. 7 for him on the season. Opportunity here for an 8th if he can just find a hole.
Viscarello 3 for 18, 2 runs scored. Here's the 1-1 fastball. That one misses outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. He hit his spot, just Viscarello didn't chase, and it was very clearly a ball. It was in that left-handed batter's box, just about on the chalk. But nice discipline. Here's the 2-1. That one runs inside, now gets away from Britton, but he's able to find it. No advance from Dunham there at second, and it's now 3 balls and 1 strike here to Viscarello. Viscarello, 5'10", 185, rising sophomore from Plymouth, Massachusetts. He played in 14 games, had a 143 average, 7 at-bats, 1 hit, 1 run, and 5 strikeouts as he waves through that one for strike 2.
And that one very close there. Might have been ball 4, just above the belt. He goes after it. Good pitch by Bates.
Saw some Newport hitters chase upstairs fastballs from Junker, and now the Pilgrims kind of doing the same here. As Bates comes to the set, takes a look at Dunham at second. Now goes to the plate. The 3-2 curveball is in there for strike 3. He got him looking on the outside corner. 3rd strikeout of the inning to retire the side. 4th strikeout of the ball game. And Bates is able to work by that double from Dunham. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning. Still no score in Newport. You're listening and watching Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, and now on your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a team pass for $125, or enjoy the entire 2018 season with a league pass for $149. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Be sure to check out the Gulls online at newportgulls.com. That's newportgulls.com.
As we head to the bottom of the second inning, the Gulls went down 1-2-3 in the first. It'll be Hosey, Hogeson, and Britton, the 4, 5, and 6 part of this Newport lineup, trying to break this 0-0 tie. Newport came into this game batting .313. That's the first-ranked offense in the league. They scored 40 runs. That is second, and had 55 hits, along with 9 home runs, which is atop the NECB as well. As Cody Hosey, who has 3 of those 9 home runs, digs into the right-handed batter's box.
Cam Junker enjoying the music in the ballpark, singing along and nodding his head as he toes up on the rubber.
Nice atmosphere, and the players, they can enjoy the music as well. Why not? As the first pitch fastball misses high and outside. 1-0 here to Hosey. Shadows creeping across the infield from left to right. Now just covering the third baseman, Solomon. Junker from the windup. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's popped up foul over the Newport dugout, 1-1. So in yesterday's game, Hosey was 2 for 6 with an RBI and a run scored. It was a single in the first inning. 2-2, high pop fly into left center field. It's Walsh who is there to make the grab for out number 1.
That's a good quick first out for Junker, who after a first inning where he had to throw a lot of pitches, even though he had that 1-2-3 inning, good for him to get one quickly and try to be a little bit more frugal with his pitch count.
So here's Hogeson. Hogeson, a 2 for 4 evening yesterday. He had an RBI and a walk. Batting here in the 5th spot, facing Junker for the first time. Here's the pitch, and it's a breaking ball that just runs inside. 1-0. Hogeson from Arizona State, batting .211 on the year. 1-0, fouled left side off the netting, 1-1. Some nice sound effects at the ballpark.
We joke that it's got to be a requirement of every team in the league. They have to get an auto glass sponsorship so they can play that on foul balls. But my God, that is one of the screechiest, just ear-shattering sound effects.
They really let you know that it was a foul ball.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you forget it. And there have been a lot of them in this game. Here's the 1-1. Fastball called for strike 1, just on the high and outside corner, but a nice spot there from Junker to move the count to 1-2.
And you see Hogeson turn back there. Pretty late call from the home plate umpire. Really took his time giving the strike call to Junker.
Yeah, there was a delay. But it's a 1-2 pitch regardless, as the curveball runs inside and gets Hogeson to swing on it. Tried to golf it, but really no chance. Third strikeout of the ball game, out number 2 here in the second.
Well, 3 Ks early for Junker. He's got really good stuff, and when he works ahead in the count, he can be nasty. 51 strikeouts last summer in 35 innings for the Pilgrims. That was good for the lead in the Southern Division. The problem last summer for him was, though, 39 walks, which was far and away the league-leading total.
Here's Zach Britton. That's from the left side. First pitch fastball. That one misses for ball 1, but a similar spot as the pitch to Hogeson.
Very similar spot, and same, lefty-lefty back to back. So
here's the 1-0. That one is waved through and missed for strike one. He gassed it up there. And blew it by Britton. Britton from Louisville, and he's catching today. He played first base in yesterday's ball game. A lot of guys shuffling around. His first at-bat as a goal came on Saturday night against the Waves. It was a double down the left field line as the curveball runs inside but is fouled off down the first base line. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Britton. On the year, he's batting .400, 2 for 5 in yesterday's game. Britton was 1 for 4 with a run and an RBI. It was a sacrifice fly. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one is swung over, grounded just to the right of the first base line, and it's another foul ball. So 1 and 2 will remain on Zach Britton. Just the dirt there in the left-handed batter's box. Now digs in. Junker working from the windup, still no score. 2 down in the bottom of the second. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball. That one is just high, 2 and 2.
that one a little bit higher, but again, you see similar spot. Maybe to that one, the last at bat that Hogeson didn't like. So Junker going to try to key in on that one, clearly.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball, that one is well high and outside, so a full count here to Britton. Trying to get some sort of 2-out rally going for Newport. Newport coming off that 14-9 loss yesterday to North Adams at Joe Wolf Field. About a 4.5-hour bus ride-ish, depending on traffic and weather conditions. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and it's flown deep to right field, but that one will get foul and off the warehouse. He just turned on it, and it looks like he broke his bat.
Yeah, I think that if the wood held up on him there, that one was going for a ride. It looked coming off the bat like that was going to be well out of here, but kind of hung up. Foul either way, so Junker will have to be careful now.
Yeah, it was inside pitch, and he just got jammed up a little bit. And not much space down the right field line. The warehouse there is the foul line. So Cole Austin experienced it for Newport. But Stevie Mangrum out there playing in the tricky Cardines outfield for the first time. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That curveball easily taken low and inside for ball 4. Just the first walk of the ball game for Junker. And Newport has a base runner on here with 2 down in the bottom of the second inning.
First walk of the season for him here, and comes in his 9th inning of work. With 2 outs, gotta just keep your head down and make sure that it doesn't hurt you in any way and go right after Clunan.
So here is Clunan from the University of Miami. Bats for the first time. Yesterday, Clunan was 1 for 3 with a run and walked twice. He has had a very productive year so far as he looks at strike 1, a fastball on the outside corner. And on the year, Clunan's batting .353, 6 for 17 with a double, an RBI, and 4 runs scored. He's walked 7 times as well. That is first for the Gulls. Batting here in the 7-hole, the 0-1 is just a little bit low, but that was close.
Good looking pitch there from Junker.
Still no score, bottom of the second. Hosey flew out to Walsh. Hogeson struck out. Britton walked. He stands on first. Now the 1-1 pitch from Junker. Fastball misses high and outside, 2-1.
Seen it a couple times here. Junker trying to rear back and find something extra and just not finishing off his pitches and rolling them up high and away.
Junker takes a look in, shakes off Cullum, now gets the sign he likes, sets the glove right there in front of his chest. Slide step, here's the 2-1, swung on and missed for strike 2. Just kind of pulled out of that one a little bit. Fastball on the outside third, but seemed like Clunan was trying to pull it there. No 2-2 count. Junker comes to the set. Long pause at the top, now goes to the plate, and it's fouled. Left side over the stands and into the road. And you also need on a PA system a broken window audio.
Yeah, right.
That's standard.
it. Yeah.
If you don't have that, I don't know what you're doing.
You got to get a new sound guy.
Yeah, it's you got to be on top of these things. Nice atmosphere here at Cardines. Crowd shuffling in here in the bottom of the second inning. Here's the 2-2, and it just misses low. And over there at first, Britton got a nice big secondary, and Cullum took a look to throw down to Dunham at first, but there was no throw anyways, and now we got a full count here to Clunan.
I think Junker really did not benefit from Cullum jumping up there ready to throw. That was a good-looking pitch, and I think the distraction might have had something to do with the ball call there.
3-2, 2 outs. Britton is off, and that one is hit up the middle on the ground. Hyatt fields it, but coming around second, headed to third is Britton. The throw from Hyatt is in time. So Hyatt with the assist, he's able to throw out Britton, who was trying to advance all the way to third on that single from Clunan. A nice play there for the Pilgrims defense as they keep Newport off the board. Still no scores. We head to the top of the third inning. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Listen up, fans. You, our loyal fans, will be selecting 2 players to this year's All-Star Game. Beginning on Monday, July 23rd, fans will be able to vote for the final All-Star for each of the North and South Division teams. The player from each division with the most votes will be named to the NECBL All-Star Team. This year's All-Star Game is being played at the home of the Valley Blue Sox on Sunday, July 29th. Fan voting will take place online at vote18.necbl.com beginning on Monday, July 23rd. The Newport Gulls, 6-time champions of the NECBL. Follow the whole season right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. This is Newport Gulls baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Top 3, this one so far been a pitching duel between Junker and Bates. And a nice outfield assist there from Garrett Hyatt, who was able to get Britton, who was really trying to be very aggressive on the base pass. And you mentioned during the break, why not test arms early on in the season, see what opposing defenses have. But Hyatt was able to answer the call, and that's something we've seen a lot from Newport base runners so far this season. They only have 2 stolen bases, and they have been thrown out a handful of times trying to stretch plays and going home. And so far they have had some mixed results with that approach, but again, you want to force the opposing defenses to make a play, and Hyatt made one there. Bates back out on the hill. He will face Hyatt, Wyatt, and Parrish, the 1-2-3 part of the lineup. So Hyatt makes a nice play to see if he can do something at the plate. First pitch fastball, high and outside for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball, waved through and missed, low in the dirt, but once again, the low changeup from Bates has been able to get the Pilgrims hitters so far in this ball game. Bates working quickly. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball fouled left side, out of play. Now 1-2 here to Hyatt, who struck out looking his first time up, and it was on that fastball pretty much on the outer third, but certainly a strike, and he knew it. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, that one just a little bit low to even things up at 2-2.
A good take there by Hyatt, but a daring take after going down looking in your first one to leave a pitch like that with 2 strikes against you.
Bates from the windup. Here's the break-even offering, and a nice foul ball there off the end of the bat from Hyatt. It was a nice curveball, but Hyatt not fooled there. He was able to fight it off. Certainly not a pitch that you want to drive with 2 strikes, but you shorten up your approach and able to fight it off. Here's the 2-2. Fastball well high. Now a full count here to Hyatt.
The second time he's worked a full count, and he's seen more pitches than anybody up against Bates.
4 full counts worked for the Plymouth hitters so far in this game. No score, top of the third, nobody on, nobody out. Here's the 3-2. Fastball fouled left side, out of play. We've seen a lot of foul balls in that left
really
side.
Have.
There's a road right there, America's Cup Boulevard. You got to think At some point, there's a car that's actually going to be hit. It's not just going to be an audio clip.
But you're not going to hear it, is the problem.
Here's the 3-2, another foul ball to the backstop. So Hyatt is fighting again, as he did his first time up. And if I were to bet, I would say he's not going to take anything close.
No.
He's going to be swinging because he was certainly frustrated with that strikeout looking his first time. You see Bates there shaking off Britton. Now gets the sign. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fastball lined and over the jumping Harvey into right field. Mangrum going to his left, and he's having some trouble in the corner. And that will be a leadoff double there for Hyatt.
Back-to-back games with extra base hits for Hyatt, and it's a pair of doubles ripped down the right field line for him. And that's got to feel good for him. He goes down after a long battle in his first at-bat, comes back around, and he says, I'm going to win this battle. He gets it done, takes Bates over 50 pitches here, still with nobody out in the second, and gives the Pilgrims a really good chance here to take the lead early.
Yeah, Bates has really been stretched out, and he's been sharp, but he's had to work for it. He has 4 strikeouts. But some long at-bats from the Pilgrims as Tyler Wyatt digs in. First pitch to Wyatt misses high for ball 1. Wyatt popped out to Dylan Plew, who ranged into shallow center field his first time up.
Wyatt gave him one of the shorter at-bats he saw in the first inning. Just a couple pitches in that one.
Here's the 1-0. Another fastball high, easy take from Wyatt. So far in this game, a couple of doubles for the Pilgrims, 4 hits to Newport's 1. No errors for either team. Still no score in the top of the third, but Pilgrims have Hyatt on second with nobody out. The 2-0, that fastball's up, but chased for strike 1. He just couldn't lay off of it. Third straight fastball that was high. And for some reason or another, he wanted a piece of that one. That may have been the highest out of the 3.
Yeah, it absolutely was, and that's just a mistake there by Wyatt. And this is what we talk about, what the Pilgrims got written down on that lineup card. Got to forget about it, not let it linger to the next pitch.
Bates from the stretch. Here's the 2-1. There's the breaking ball, but it stays high, 3-1. So all 4 pitches here to Wyatt have been up in the zone. And now with a 3-1 count, he really has a chance to find something he likes and try and plate Hyatt from second. Break this 0-0 tie. Bates comes to the set, takes a look at Hyatt, now goes to the plate, and it's fouled to the backstop, so we got back-to-back full counts. 55 pitches for Josh Bates in this game. And in summer ball, you don't want to extend a pitcher too much.
No, certainly not.
Bates just in his second appearance. Now he takes a long look in, finally gets the sign from Britton, trying to get on the same page. Couple of looks to Hyatt. Now goes to the plate, the 3-2. Fly ball. This one going towards the right field fence, and it gets into the stands. And it may have caught a fan. A lot of opportunities for some fans to catch some souvenirs.
Yeah, no, that one, a quick lesson in keeping yourself attentive at the ballpark. Almost caught somebody walking by.
There was fencing going down both sides and netting, but it can get over that. And, even if it's a pop fly into the stands, it can still hurt if you're not paying attention. A nice souvenir. I think it's $4 a baseball, something like that. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball, thought about it, but lets it go outside for ball 4. So just the first walk of the evening for Bates. And now the Pilgrims have runners on first and second, still nobody out here in the third.
That's a good job by Wyatt. He should have been on first after the 4th pitch of that at bat. If he hadn't helped out with that swing on a high strike, or high fastball, I should say. It did end up being a strike earlier in the count, but he stays settled, fouls off a couple pitches, and works the walk anyways.
So we have a little meeting here between Plew, Bates, and Britton. Now it concludes. Not the entire infield comes in. It was just Plew, the pitcher, and the catcher. And, if I'm the shortstop or third base, I'm like, well, yeah, I'd like to know what's going on. But it's on them. They didn't feel like they had to come in. Maybe just a little pep talk between Plew and Bates. But the meeting is over, and Colton Parrish digs in. He singled his first time up back in the first inning. It's from the stretch. Now he shows bunt, but he pops it towards the backstop, 0-1. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Pretty routine bunting situation. And when you're batting 201 coming into a game, you know, this is, and the Gulls do this as well. It doesn't really have anything to do with your average, but you know, you want to get runners in scoring position. You drop down a bunt, and you try and make something happen. We'll see if he can do it here. He does not. He rolls over this one. Ground ball to the second baseman. Plu goes to second for one. On to first. The relay from Austin is not in time. So that will be a 4-6 fielder's choice. As advancing from second to third goes Hyatt, but the Gulls have their first out here in the third.
Well, that's Parrish's speed breaking it up, and a good hard slide into second by Wyatt there to make that throw difficult for the shortstop Austin. You see him pop up afterwards, and they just kind of give each other a little pat on the back, and, you know, good side of sportsmanship there. That's, you know, a nice clean slide and a good baseball play there to give you runners on the corners and avoid the double play.
Yeah, it was a slow hit and a high chopping ground ball, and really not much of a play for Plu. But he had a very quick release, and Austin, the shortstop, playing there for the first time this summer season. Couldn't make the relay throw as that fastball misses high and outside to Isaiah Cullum. Cullum had a single back in the first, but was stranded on first.
A prime double play candidate here if you're Bates. Already a few grounded into in the season for Cullum.
Here's the 1-0. Spots up that fastball, catches the low and outside corner. It even things up at 1-1.
And the double play balls have really bit the Pilgrims. 3 in the last 2 games. Quite a few on the season.
Newport has had a lot of fielder's choice, especially in the past 2 games. Just haven't been able to turn the double play. They had a few early on in the season, but again, the shuffling infield, trying to find a combination that works. As the 1-1 is grounded toward Hozu, gloves it, goes to second for one. The relay from Plu to first is in time. A 5-4-3 double play for Newport. Gets Bates out of a jam, and they leave the Pilgrims off the board. We'll head to the bottom of the third inning. Still no score here in Newport. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The 2018 season marks the 25th season of the New England League. Founded a quarter of a century ago, the New England League has distinguished itself by offering a summer collegiate baseball experience unlike any other. The New England League has long prided itself on its ability to transcend communities with the region's love of baseball, a common denominator in all walks of life, combined with some of the nation's elite up-and-coming prospects who share one common goal. Together, we all make baseball and our communities better thanks to a passionate fan base and the dedication of each of our member franchises, from host families to volunteers to front offices and everyone in between. Thank you, fans, for 25 amazing years of the New England League, and here's to many, many more.
As we welcome you back to Guardians Field here, a nice 5-4-3 double play turned by Hosey Plu and Harvey there in the infield to keep Pilgrims off the board. And it was just as we were mentioning, you know, a Newport team that hasn't been able to turn a lot of double plays in the infield, but they get one there to get out of the jam.
It's just been a case of being snake bitten for Isaiah Cullum, too. I mean, that's what happens when you've got such minimal speed and you hit the ball so hard. I mean, that one ripped right to third base. I mean, that's an easy double play ball. There's nothing, you know, that's going to be a turn 9 times out of 10 if you're Newport, and that's just a good job by Bates. I mean, working around a leadoff double is no joke. That's a really good job to keep this thing even.
And you called it. You said Cullum was a double play victim, or, you know, he could do it, and he did there. We'll send things over to Joe DeLeon, the Newport Gulls field reporter, for scores around the league. Joe, how are we looking in the NECBL?
Well, right now, the in-state rival Ocean State Waves are up 4-1 on the Mystic Schooners, and then additionally, the Vermont Mountaineers are tied with the North Adams Steeplecats 1-1, and finally, the Danbury Westerners have a lead of 3-0 against the Stanford Mainers. Back to you, Dave.
Thanks, Joe. It'll be Stevie Mangrum, Logan Harvey, and Dylan Plu due up here in the bottom of the third. And Mangrum from Virginia Tech making his first plate appearance as a Newport Gull here in the 2018 season. He bats from the right side. Junker still on the hill for the Pilgrims. First pitch is a fastball that misses outside, 1-0. And Mangrum, who comes in here, he's playing right field today for Coach Coombs. Here's the 1-0. Fastball, similar spot, misses outside, 2-0. Mangrum, Virginia Tech was 21 and 33 overall. He's a rising senior there. Here's the 2-0 pitch, swung through and missed for strike one. And this past year, he played in 44 games, made 39 starts, had a .233 average in 133 at-bats, 31 hits, and 6 doubles. He also had 7 home runs. As the 2-1 curveball catches the outside corner to even things up at 2 apiece. And those 7 home runs were tied for second for all Hokies. Mangrum was a kid that was drafted by the Boston Red Sox in the 28th round of the 2015 draft. Here's the 2-2, foul right back to the backstop. We'll reset and do it again. Mangrum is 6 foot, 215. Just looks like a ball player, though, as he awaits the 2-2 from Junker. Here it is. Fastball, thought about it, was able to lay off as it missed high. Now we got a full count. Still no score, bottom of the 3rd inning. Junker still on the hill. Here's the 3-2, and that one is whiffed for strike 3. Blew it right by him. 4th strikeout of the ball game for Junker, and there's one gone.
That's a good job by him. That's where you saw a lot of times. Last year kind of felt the pressure maybe of being in 3 ball counts and lost one, gives up the walk here. This year, he feels still comfortable in that 3 ball count, knows he can make one pitch and get after it.
49 pitches so far in this game for Junker. And just 1 hit allowed. That was Clunan. Here's Logan Harvey, who takes a breaking ball that catches the outer corner for strike 1. Harvey, so far this season, he's batting .200. Fastball misses high, 1-1. He's 3 for 15 with a double, 2 RBI, and 2 runs scored. He's also walked 5 times, but he's had a couple of nice sacrifice bunts, a couple of nice sacrifice flies, so he's been doing some of the little things correctly here for Coach Coombs, manufacturing some runs for the Gulls. 1-1 fastball taken high for ball 2. In yesterday's game, Harvey did not have a hit. He was 0 for 3, but he did have the RBI on the sacrifice fly. Here's the 2-1, waved and missed, strike 2. Harvey from Wake Forest really emerged as one of the veterans on this team, rising senior for the Demon Deacons. Here's the 2-2, strike 3, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Junker, and there are 2 gone here in the 3rd.
And both come on the fastball, and you see they're getting a plus count there. And he can just really work it from any count. And it's a dangerous enough pitch that you can't just rely on timing it up.
Now 5 Ks for Junker as Blue digs in for the 2nd time tonight. First time up, he flew out to Flower back in the 1st inning. First pitch curveball, that one nearly caught the front foot of Plu as it bounced low in the dirt for ball 1. No score here in Newport, bottom of the 3rd inning, nobody on, 2 out. It's been Junker versus Bates. Pitching matchup so far. 1-0 pitch, fastball catches the outer 3rd, 1-1. That's not surprising. Both, had very good first outings. Lights are on here at Cardines. 7:38 Eastern time, your time. 1-1 curveball hit towards the shortstop Wyatt. Moves to his right, scoops it up. The low throw is in time to retire the side. So the Gulls go down 1-2-3 for the 2nd time in this game. And they can't get anything going. We'll head to the 4th. Still no score in Newport. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, and now on your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, Purchase a team pass for $125 or enjoy the entire 2018 season with a league pass for $149. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. NCTV 18 Newport County, the World Wide Web, and on DVD. This is Newport Gulls Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Top of the fourth inning, 0-0 score here at Cardines Field. And for the play-by-play, I'll throw things over to the voice of the Plymouth Pilgrims, Quinn Kelly. Quinn.
Thank you very much, Dave. The Pilgrims have had men in scoring position in each of the first 3 innings, but need to find a way to capitalize on it. We are still in a 0-0 ball game here. And it will be 5, 6, and 7 in the Pilgrims' order. Cam Walsh, Max Flower, and Elijah Dunham due up in the inning.
One thing we talked about was that 167 earned run average against this 313 batting average of Newport, 1-1 in their respective categories. And so far, Newport only has 1 hit. It's been all junker. He's been mixing pitches up. He has already 5 strikeouts on the night. And Newport has to try and find a way to figure it out offensively, but defensively, Bates has been solid as well. A couple of chances. They had the big 5-4-3 double play in the last inning to get out of that one. But right now, you know, you talk about defense winning championships. The baseball equivalent of that is pitching. And right now, 0-0 score, but they've really calmed down these Newport bats.
Absolutely. Well, the Pilgrims with 4 hits tonight and a walk, trying to find a way to get things going. First pitch taken for a ball there by Walsh, grounded into a fielder's choice to end the first. Bates kicks and fires. The 1-0 is away. 2-0. Now 65 pitches here for Bates, as he comes with a 2-0 called strike on the inner black.
It's given up a couple of doubles. Double by Dunham and then the one by Hyatt. That was hit deep into that right field corner.
He's even the count at 2-2 here as he puts a fastball in at the knees of Walsh.
That right center corner, one of the quirks of Cardines' outfield. I was talking to Hogeson, who's the center fielder. A lot of greats out there as well.
2-2 pitch fouled off the dish and towards the Newport dugout. So Walsh hangs alive.
I think when I was out there, I counted 3. And I kind of was talking to Hogeson before the game. How do you that's something you have to worry about. You don't want to injure yourself. He said, I look at it, it's to my right. I know exactly where it is before the pitch, and that's how I know how to adjust.
Pitch misses away there, and Bates has run into another full count. Pilgrims have worked him well here, trying to chase him early. This one swung on, slicing down the left field line, and past the dive of the left fielder, Clunan. And it looks like it's going to be a 3rd double of the evening for the Pilgrims, as that one was slicing towards the corner, and Clunan made the bold call to go after it on the dive, and as it twisted out of play right after, it doesn't really come back to hurt him. And it's a 2nd straight inning with a leadoff double for the Pilgrims.
Yeah, it actually worked out diving there because it was slicing so much. A great job by Walsh reaching out and kind of slapping it down the left field line, but Clunan had nothing to lose. He dove for it, and if it bounced in front of him, which it did, it was going to go into that bullpen and be an automatic double anyways.
So now, same situation for the Pilgrims as last inning, as Flower digs in and fouls the first pitch he sees off on the breaking ball. Got the leadoff double from Hyatt last inning and got him as far as 3rd before a double play ball ended the inning. We'll see what they can do with Walsh. Bates back in the stretch as he toes the rubber again here with an 0-1 for Flower, who struck out in his first at bat. 0 for 4 with a strikeout in the game on Saturday. He swings through that one, fastball inside, and he couldn't catch up. 0-2.
And this is kind of a pattern that Newport pitching is, for better or worse, gotten into a rhythm of doing. David Steele against the Waves on Saturday night got into jam after jam early on in the game, but he was able to work through it and really keep the Waves off the scoreboard for the most part. Innings 1 through 3.
0-2 breaking ball bounces in. Good stop behind the plate by Britton as he keeps it in front of him and holds Walsh at second.
And then Jeremiah Burke also with a similar situation when he faced North Adams at home on Friday night. It was a bases loaded jam that he was able to get out of in the fourth with just 1 out.
Bates looks back to Walsh at second. He'll step off the back as Walsh starts to dance.
It just doesn't seem like a sustainable way to go about pitching, though.
Certainly not.
At some point, you have to try and get out, get ahead and get outs before you get into a little bit of trouble.
A 5.02 team ERA for the Gulls as this one's hit back up the middle, and Flower looks like he's going to get the Pilgrims on the board around third, and in to score is Walsh, and it's an RBI single for the Cal Berkeley Golden Bear.
Yeah, and it looked like Bates may have had a bid on it. He kind of stuck his glove out there and then pulled it back, maybe thinking that his middle infielder had a better play, but it ended up rolling all the way into center, and no play from Hogeson. As trucking around third and headed for home was Walsh for the first run of the ball game.
So a pair of hits to start off the inning have the Pilgrims ahead 1-0 here at Cardines. And now it'll be Elijah Dunham digging in. Stroke to double out to right center in his first at bat. Takes the first pitch, and that gets by Britton, and taking off is Flower. Britton gets to it. He'll have a throw down, but not in time. Late jump from Flower as he didn't quite locate the ball, but still able to get in plenty of time.
Yeah, the ball just got away from Britton, and he had a couple of seconds where he didn't know where it was. A good job by Flower reading that and getting into scoring position here still with nobody out.
So it should go down as a passed ball, excuse me. The Pilgrims have man scoring position again. That one upstairs. As Bates looking a little bit shaky here now in the fourth. And it's 2-1. Excuse me, 2-0 to the batter.
He's up to 76 pitches, and we're here in the fourth inning.
Looks back and fires that one in. Does not get the call. Close there on that low and inside corner to Dunham, but now he has him at 3-0.
But this is something that can happen. You allow opposing offenses to get runners on early, and then sometimes you're able to work out of it. But the one time you don't, it can rally you a little bit, and now 3 straight balls out of the hand of Bates.
And make it a fourth as Dunham will head down to first with a walk as he looks at that one up and away. The Pilgrims have a pair aboard here with still nobody out in the top of the fourth. A 1-run lead for the Pilgrims.
Here comes Kevin Winterode, and he recognizes it. Bates a little bit distraught right now after allowing that run to score, and you wonder if there's anybody warming up in the bullpen with the pitch count so high, and it appears as though it's the Wesleyan Cardinal, Mike McCaffrey, who's starting to get loose. McCaffrey had a nice outing against Wareham. He picked up the win in that ball game. But how about Plymouth right now coming into Newport, striking first and threatening for more.
The Pilgrims have done well at Cardines the last couple of years here. They're looking to continue, find that success, and still looking for their first win in the Southern Division this season. They've taken care in quick order of 3 Northern Division opponents, but lost to Mystic in a game that there were being no hit through the first 6 innings, and lost again last night to what looks to be a pretty strong New Bedford team. And that game there started a streak of 7 straight Southern Division matchups, so important here for the Pilgrims. Digging in is Ryan Solomon, and he flashes the bunt, pulls back, but it's called a strike.
And this Pilgrims lineup against lefties so far this season, .032 is their average. And, you wonder if Coach Coombs saw that, if he cared. It's summer baseball. A lot of these starters have a set schedule of when they're going to pitch. But you see .032 as an average, and it makes sense that the lefty Mike McCaffrey is warming up down that left field line.
Absolutely it does. certainly far less experience for the Pilgrims against lefties. I believe it's around 32 at-bats to now 170 plus. But it has certainly been tough sledding for them against lefties, and smart of the coach for the Gulls to get a lefty up in the pen.
Yeah, I think, if the average was maybe around 150 or so, that's, small sample size, but 32, that's struggling.
Yeah, absolutely it is. 1 for their first 31 against lefties at the dish. And so now it'll be 0-1. Solomon's going to try to get down the bunt again. And he pulls back as a breaking ball misses away.
Yeah, Harvey was creeping down the first baseline. And it looked like Solomon may have been trying to get the bunt down that first baseline. So if Harvey's able to field it cleanly, possibly a chance to get the lead runner at third.
1-1 pitch, missed away again as Solomon was trying once more to get down the bunt. And this is what, when you watch enough college baseball, you'll see this sometimes where pitchers almost get a case of the yips around guys trying to bunt. They try to pitch around the bat and pick up strikes instead of just taking an out that you're being offered.
Yeah, and a walk certainly isn't any better. You'll take the out if you can get it.
2-1, that one gets up and in on Solomon and bounces away from the catcher. Is jumping up to get it was Britton, but it pops off his glove and the runners move up. So second and third now as Flower stands 90 feet away from scoring, and Dunham a bag behind him at second.
That'll be a wild pitch. You see it gets away from Britton, but it was a fastball well high, and now he doesn't even have to bunt at all. And he has a 3-1 count here with runners on second and third.
So hitters count for Solomon, and a couple ducks out on the pond for him. Chance to do some serious damage here in the top of the fourth for the Pilgrims, and still nobody out.
It looks like Coombs is thinking about coming out, not quite yet, as he walked towards the home plate circle. But
well, he was looking to see, I believe, if Britton was okay. He got maybe some dirt in his eye or something, but the home plate umpire checking to make sure he was okay. So now it'll be a 3-1 from Bates. He kicks and fires, swing and a miss by Solomon. Fastball up in the zone and inside, and Solomon couldn't catch up. So the count runs full. Important pitch here for Bates.
That pitch was a gift right here to allow Bates to get back into it. We'll see if he can take advantage.
Payoff pitch. Bates kicks and fires. This one swung on, line to short and caught right around the shoe tops there by Austin. And that's a big out on the infield for Bates.
Yeah, and really that's a result of chasing that upstairs fastball. This time Bates goes with the two-seam, and he gets Solomon to jam that one, and it was a weak line drive right at Austin. But the two-seam action running inside on the righty Solomon enabled him to get out number one.
So now it'll be Nick Viscarello, and he takes the first pitch upstairs from Bates. 1-0 the count to the Pilgrims' second baseman. Strikeout victim in his first plate appearance. He looked at strike three to end the second. .1-0 here from Bates is swung on and fouled right back into the backstop.
Wind is blowing out. You see the flag there on the warehouse right now is fluttering pretty well and pretty much dead to left field.
That pitch missing away now, 2-1. As coming out and sliding to his right to catch that one was Britton.
In this inning, we have a pass ball, a wild pitch, and a walk, and 2 Plymouth hits. But again, Newport giving away some opportunities.
Viscarello goes after that one, fouls it up and away, and evens the count at 2-2.
It's been the story of the entire season. A lot of base runners that the Gulls pitching staff has allowed. They came into it with a 5.02 earned run average. That was 8th in the NECBL. 55 hits allowed. Or 45 hits allowed, rather. That was 10th.
Breaking ball upstairs, and that one missing and coming over the head of Viscarello. So the count will run full again. Bates continues to labor here in his 4th inning. 88 pitches now for the Gulls starter. Comes to the set. Payoff pitch. Upstairs. No, in there. Called 3rd strike. 2nd time Vizcarello's been rung up today. And the Pilgrims in a dangerous position here. Another chance for them to leave a few men in scoring position if Garrett Hyatt can't get something done.
Yeah, Wroblewski just rung him up. 5th strikeout of the night for Bates. And may have gotten away with one there, but he will take it. Now 2 down in the 4th.
So Garrett Hyatt, who doubled to lead off the 3rd, digs in here with 2 away in the 4th, and still men aboard at 2nd and 3rd. First pitch misses away. Hyatt, a very strong season at Eckerd College this past year. Hit .337 there, 33 RBI. And he's ahead 2-0 now as Bates misses upstairs. With the pitch count sitting where it is, and the way he's kind of struggled, you expect this is probably the last inning for Bates.
Absolutely. If he's able to get out of this inning with just allowing 1 run, that would be huge. And you get to the bullpen, get McCaffrey, the lefty, in there.
He's behind 3-0 to Hyatt now. One of the more dangerous hitters in the Pilgrims order up on deck in Tyler Wyatt.
First base is open.
Can let Hyatt aboard, but a matter of who would you rather deal with in the situation. Fires in a fastball. Right down the middle. Hyatt left the bat on his shoulder, and the count goes to 3-1.
So now you have to decide, do you want to, risk the walk, or do you want to give Hyatt here a fastball and avoid the walk that could possibly hug too much plate on this 3-1 count where he may be looking for it?
Chooses to go to the fastball. Hyatt doesn't like it, leaves it alone. But a called strike in there, and now a full count.
That's just a nice spot. He challenged him. Got the outside corner.
Hyatt not up to the task there. We'll see what he is here. 3rd full count against him. Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, and Bates gets out of the inning. And if you're the Gulls, you have to be satisfied with how little damage came in against you. Just a 1-0 lead for the Pilgrims as they strand a pair in scoring position. Had him there with 1 away, but couldn't strike for more. We'll be back in a second here for the bottom of the 4th. Pilgrims 1-0 lead on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
We would like to thank Dream Bat Company, an official partner of the New England League, for their support and sponsorship of our postseason awards. Dream Bat Company has been a proud partner and supporter of the New England League since 2010. Visit dreambats.com and enter coupon code NECBL20 for 20% off your entire online purchase. The Newport Gulls, 6-time champions of the NECBL. Follow the whole season right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. You're watching and listening to Newport Gulls baseball on your flagship home for the Gulls all season long, the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Back here, bottom of the 4th, Cam Junker on the rubber for the Pilgrims, and he's looked solid so far through his first 3 innings of work. And he will have the 2-3-4 hitters in the Gulls lineup here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah, it'll be Austin, Reed, and Hosey. Due up here in the 4th inning, trying to strike back, a sign of a good team. How do you respond when the opposing offense puts up a run? We'll see what they can do here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
So Junker kicks and fires a breaking ball in, swung on and missed by Austin. Strikeout victim in his first at bat. Shortstop out of Arizona State University. 7 for his first 21 on the season, but he's swinging again and comes up empty on the high fastball. 0-2 quickly here to Austin.
Austin, a guy batting .320, 8 for 25 coming into this game. 3 home runs.
That one is going to miss away.
Now batting .308 after that strikeout in the first inning.
Swing and a miss on the high fastball from Junker there. Another strikeout for the righty. That's 6 on the afternoon, or on the evening, I should say. And the second time he's got Austin. I apologize for the stats I read. Talked about the stats on the program not updated. The one I had online not either on the point streak stats.
It can happen from time to time.
It'll happen.
You know, it's just there's nothing you can really do about it.
Yeah. Didn't check my facts, though. Always the Indian, never the arrow.
But the important thing is that you let everyone know
Absolutely right.
that there was something off.
It's a transparent broadcasting organization here in the NECBL. Not trying to hide anything. First pitch was in for a strike. The second missed up and away to Dalton Reed here.
Yep.
Made the NECBL honor roll this past week. One of just 2 players with 10 hits in his first week in the NECBL. 1-1 pitch from Junker, a breaking ball, and this one's kind of golfed out to shallow right. Chasing back is Wyatt, coming in and making the catch on the run there was Walsh. Long way to go, but he puts away Reed.
Yeah, nice play by Walsh. Reed kind of scooped it up. It was slicing towards the left field line, but it was certainly high enough. And Walsh with the wheels out there and left was able to make the catch on the run. And credit Junker right now. 2 times he's faced Austin, 2 strikeouts. Struck out Reed the first time up, and then he got him to pop out lazily to left field. So 2 of the best hitters. He's been successful. Now he's got to face Hosey.
First pitch to Hosey is upstairs, missing for a ball.
Hosey, a guy who started off this year so hot. 2 solo home runs on opening night against New Bedford. Now batting .286.
1-0 pitch, and that one's going to miss low. Hosey a fly-out victim in his last at-bat. We're ahead in the count here. Good hitters count for him at 2-0 as Junker kicks and fires. Breaking ball swung on, and that one looks like it was foul-tipped. It'll be 2-1.
Yeah, big swing, and it brought Hosey to his knee. He's got some sharp batting gloves there, all white. White cleats.
It's always fun to see which teams come with the best gear, which colleges are handing out the best thing. I don't know if you have one in your head, but we were talking on the last broadcast, or maybe a couple ago, the TCU kids have come in with some seriously nice swag.
I've also noticed Vandy, whenever they show up, their cleats just golden accents everywhere. It really stands out.
2-1 is upstairs, and a little help there from Hosey as he goes chasing the fastball, and Junker moves the count to 2-2.
And I was also going to bring up Notre Dame, and it wasn't because Junker's from Notre Dame. I saw it earlier in the season, but if you look at his cleats right now, look at that. A green with some gold accent, the gold Under Armour, and the stirrups.
They've got some of the nicest jerseys, I think, in college baseball. Their green alternates are fantastic. 2-2 pitch from Junker. Swung on and fouled away. And Hosey clips that one off the house there and right.
A busy right field. We've talked about it a little bit. You got the warehouse, and you have the apartment just over the bar that is down the right field line. Window was broken there last year, I remember, on a foul ball.
That was fairly close. I imagine they must at least once a season cycle through windows. This one fouled off again right to the backstop, though, and the count hangs at 2-2.
And they put up the netting out there over the right field fence because, you know, some of the neighbors, and, you know, understandably so, especially in batting practice, balls being launched over that fence in right field. So they put up the netting there to try and, you know, keep more baseballs in the field.
If it hits the netting, still a home run, though, correct?
Still a home run.
2-2 pitch here from Junker. Swung on and fouled to the backstop. I bring that up because on, I believe, the last trip of the season for the Pilgrims here to Newport, or whichever one, they lost one game in Newport last year. And I remember in that game, James Venuto hit a home run out to center that it looked like hit the trees, but the call was that it did not. It hit off the top of the fence and came back. Big swing and a miss here on a breaking ball away. But that a year in the books. This what we're focused on now, and Junker has the Pilgrims through 4 with a 1-0 lead. 7 strikeouts for him, make it 14 on the season. And we'll be back for the 5th in a moment on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
2018 season marks the 25th season of the New England League. Founded a quarter of a century ago, the New England League has distinguished itself by offering a summer collegiate baseball experience unlike any other. The New England League has long prided itself on its ability to transcend communities with the region's love of baseball, a common denominator in all walks of life, combined with some of the nation's elite up-and-coming prospects who share one common goal. Together, we all make baseball and our communities better thanks to a passionate fan base and the dedication of each of our member franchises, from host families to volunteers to front offices and everyone in between. Thank you, fans, for 25 amazing years of the New England League, and here's to many, many more. NCTV 18 Newport County, the World Wide Web, and on DVD. This is Newport Gulls Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Back here, top of the 5th inning. The Pilgrims have to be a little bit frustrated that they haven't been able to build a bigger lead here through the first 4 innings. They have stranded 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 base runners in scoring position. They've left at least one man in scoring position in every inning. And now we're going to get a new pitcher for the Newport Gulls. The day is done for Josh Bates, who really bulldogged through an outing in which he didn't have his best stuff.
Yeah, he started out very sharp, and then, Plymouth was able to get some runners on base early on, but he was able to get out of most of those jams, just allowing 1 run. You'll take that. But the new pitcher, Mike McCaffrey, lefty, 6 foot 195 from Wesleyan University. He'll be a rising senior there in Middletown, Connecticut. Had a 2-4 record, 11 appearances, 53 innings pitched, a 5.60 ERA.
First pitch, he sees into Wyatt, and this one is flown deep, and off the wall out and left. And Wyatt will be in with a leadoff double. And that is a leadoff double in 3 straight innings now for the Pilgrims. And there you go, second hit of the season against the lefty. Both have come for Wyatt.
Yeah, and that one was lifted. It had a chance to go. The wind helping it a little bit. As you see, it was Clunan playing it off that Forster sign out there in left field, but that was an absolute shot. I didn't even get to mention that he had 57 strikeouts, which was first in the NESCAC. Didn't matter there.
First pitch here is going to miss for a ball to Parrish. And now, if I'm not mistaken, Dave, the NESCAC would be your old stomping grounds.
It is. It is. Last time we played Wesleyan was in 2016, so followed Mike pretty closely, and they ended up losing in the NESCAC playoffs, but they made it, which isn't easy to do.
Second pitch fouled up and away, and Parrish is around the count. 1-1 now for McCaffrey.
This is McCaffrey's first official outing. He pitched and picked up the win against the Wareham Gatemen of the Cape Cod League back on June 7th. He pitched the 6th and 7th innings. This is his first NECBL matchup.
Fires in a breaking ball, and that one's going to be a wild pitch back to the backstop, and just like that, the Pilgrims have a man 90 feet away from scoring with nobody out in the inning.
Yeah, so you get 3 doubles to lead off 3 straight innings, and you're bound to scrape one across at least. They got one last inning, and now with nobody out, Wyatt on third, and we've seen a lot of pass balls and wild pitches, relatively speaking, in this ball game.
Yeah, and really, it doesn't, as this one is just away, 3-1 now to Parrish. I don't think it speaks to the job that Britton has done behind the plate. I think he's actually been pretty solid back there today, and I think he's prevented quite a few more pass balls than there could have been.
Yeah, no, he's been pretty good. It's just been some herky-jerky pitching, and especially with the way Bates likes to approach players.
3-1 is in there for a strike. You saw Parrish being a good boy in the batter's box there, not throwing the bat away. He waited, turned, and then started to walk in a very late strike call, as we've seen a few of those for either side. But it'll be a payoff pitch here, and McCaffrey leaves it upstairs. So it's a walk, and runners on the corner now for the Pilgrims.
Just going back to that pass ball wild pitch point, you know, you're right. It hasn't really been Britton too much, but the way Bates liked to go after batters, especially with 2 strikes, was that low curveball. And when you have an out pitch that is like that, you're bound to have more ones that skip about 58 feet and can get away and roll all the way to the backstop. And that's kind of what's happened in this ball game so far. Is now here the Pilgrims are threatening for back-to-back innings.
First pitch upstairs misses to Isaiah Cullum. Ended the rally in the third with a ground into a double play, but singled back in the first. He's 1 for 2 tonight.
Gaffrey was the NESCAC Pitcher of the Week on April 9th.
That one is in there, a called strike to even up the count.
And on April 7th versus Middlebury, the Panthers up there in Vermont, it was a 7-inning game, 6 innings pitched, no runs, no hits, 10 strikeouts. He did have 5 walks in a 1-0 win. But he got pulled right before he had the opportunity to get the no-hitter.
Brutal. 1-1 pitch fouled off there by Cullum. He took a big hack at that one. Could just barely get bat to ball.
I could see that happening in summer ball, for sure. Absolutely. But it's a NESCAC game. And you have your number 1 on the hill. And he said, I talked to him about it, he said he had a pitch count limit. But, you know, in that situation, do you bend that at all?
Yeah, you got it. It's got to go out the window.
I mean, come on.
This one swung on, fouled off, so Cullum will stay alive. Well, I thought it was interesting. You say, yeah, summer ball is different. But we were down in Mystic a few games ago, and we were rolling up against a perfect game. And the pitcher down there had gotten through 6 innings on 18 batters up, 18 batters down on just 66 pitches, and they pulled.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
1-2 count. McCaffrey fires this one in, and it's fouled off again by Cullum. Doing a good job to battle here.
But, I mean, you know, what are you saving your player for? It was April 7th, so it was very early in the season. And that is, you know, when you need your players to perform at their best, in the middle of a NESCAC game on a weekend, in the middle of your junior season. And it just, you know, maybe he was nursing an injury, maybe he was rehabbing something. We don't know the whole story, but it just seems a little bit bizarre.
It is bizarre. 1-2 pitch here. Cullum helps him out and slams the bat in frustration as he swings and misses at a fastball at his eyes. And it seems for every good thing the Pilgrims hitters have done, they've made a mistake that has really hurt them in terms of finding a way to piece together a few runs.
Yeah, it's not the first time a Pilgrim has chased the high fastball. And you're right, it's kind of, you know, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, so they're still up 1.
Yeah.
But, you know, they're helping him out, and McCaffrey, you know, now has to try and grind through this first and third situation. Now he has 1 out.
So into the box is Walsh. Takes a strike call there.
That's the kind of break that can help you as a pitcher, maybe settle you down a little bit.
Absolutely.
If, you know, you get a break like that, and then you get a little bit more confident. Maybe you spot up your fastball a little bit more, and you get a little bit more bend on your breaking ball.
A 1 pitch here to Walsh. Swung on, and this one is ripped, and it'll 1-hop to second, and it's a double play. And I was just about to say, there you go. You get it in your head. You can make 1 pitch. And that one was hit on a line to short. 1 hopped into the glove of Austin, and they spin it 6-4-3. And the Pilgrims out of the inning without a run to show after another leadoff double. And it is still 1-0. Gulls coming to bat on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Sunday, July 29th, it's the New England Collegiate Baseball League's All-Star Game at Mackenzie Stadium in Holyoke, Massachusetts. Join all 13 NECBL teams, including this year's hosts, the Valley Blue Sox, for a night of baseball action that can't be missed. The always exciting skills competition and home run derby start in the early afternoon with game time set for 5:10. For more information about July 29th's All-Star Game or the New England Collegiate Baseball League, visit www.necbl.com. The Newport Gulls, 6-time champions of the NECBL. Follow the whole season right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Bottom of the 5th inning here. And the Gulls have to be thinking to themselves that at some point they've got to take advantage of this game still being a one-run affair. They have had trouble getting anything going against Cameron Junker, who has retired the last 60s phase. But still well within striking distance if you're the Gulls, thanks to, as you put it, Dave, a bit of cheeky defensive play.
I mean, how about that? You bring in from right field Cole Austin, his first game at shortstop, and he has the wherewithal. You know, it's not like it was the first time he's ever played there, but he could have caught that in the air. Instead, he kind of freezes the glove, lets it short hop. He's able to glove it, flips it to Blue for one, and they're able to spin it. The second double play of the ballgame for Newport, and really, that's a huge play after another leadoff double and runners on the corners with less than 2 outs. And McCaffrey, you know, we mentioned that one pitch that he jumped after, or they was able to get Cullum to swing and miss on, you know, kind of was the difference as he settled in and was able to attack Walsh.
So here we go. Leadoff man is Hogeson. Takes a ball inside. He struck out in his first at bat, 7 Ks through 4 for Junker. Kicks and fires, and this one is swung on and laced to right, but foul. Up onto that storage.
The storage.
Building.
Warehouse.
Warehouse, thank you.
That may have hit the red house there. It was
That was a shot. Turning on that one. Hard to get that far ahead of a fastball with the speed that Junker's throwing it at, but Hogeson did that there. Now he's behind this one and slices it foul and out of play on the left, and it's 1-2. Couple pieces of good contact against Junker, and Junker's going to have to find a way to miss the bat here.
Yeah, totally opposite swings, too. The first one he cranked down the right field line foul. The second one waited a little bit more, kind of inside out, and sliced it down the left field line foul. So maybe he goes up the middle here? Who knows?
Hogeson 4 for his first 20. 1 and 2 is swung on and fouled away, out of play again. Going back to the left side, so after being well out ahead, he's been late on the last 2.
Hogeson plays at Arizona State. Sun Devils were 23 and 32 overall this past season.
Breaking ball is swung on, lifted high out to center, and Wyatt trails back from second base, and he'll make the catch in front of the oncoming Hyatt, and there's one away.
So he does go to center. He hits one down the right field line,
Yeah,
hits one down the left field line, and then kind of hits a lazy fly ball to center, but a nice job from the shortstop Wyatt to range out there to shallow center field and make the play.
So that'll be Zach Britton. First man to reach against Junker back in the second inning with a walk. First Junker's given up on the season, and he misses way upstairs with that one. Looked like he just lost the grip on the fastball, and it's 1-0.
Junker still only allowed just one hit, and it was Clunan back in the second inning. He's on deck right now.
Falling behind the first 2 batters here in the 5th. That one is fouled up and away to even the count, though, 1-1. Britton, the catcher, out of Louisville, conference mate of Cam Junker. They both play in the ACC. Junker peers over his glove, kicks and fires here. The 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball in for a called strike. No complaints from Britton. Looks a little bit high from here in the box, but
yeah, maybe a little high, but you know, was able to bend down and caught so much plate that it was called a strike. And like you mentioned, not really much of a fight put up.
1-2, and you saw Junker shake off one from the catcher Cullum, and he went to the changeup there. As we said, he likes to feature it very sparingly, but does so when he's ahead on a lefty, and he spiked that one. This pitch, he's still crafting a little bit, looking to pick up that third pitch and really become a dynamic starter.
Yeah, you know, that, you said it. Pick up a third pitch and be able to locate it is really what separates a pitcher.
The 2-2 is ripped, and this one is going to one-hop the wall out in center. Hyatt picks it up and fires it in, and they're going to catch him between bags maybe. Throw, and he's safe diving back into first. Long turn at first from Britton as Hyatt fires it into Wyatt, and they throw it over to first but can't get him, so it's just a long single for Britton, who hit that one a bit too hard for his own good.
Yeah, and as close as that was to being put out at first, you know, Credit Britton, that's exactly what you want to do. You put a great swing on the ball and you take an aggressive round of first base, slammed on the brace, kind of got stuck in the dirt, which is what made it very close. But, you know, when you're safe, it's good. When you're out, obviously, it's not.
Absolutely. Second hit of the ball game for the Gulls. That was a big one. And now they try to back it up with another, but just twisting foul down the left field line there off the bat of Clunan. Clunan saw Junker well in his first at bat, and he singled out to center. Had the hit and run on with Britton. And Britton tried to go to third, was thrown out there by Hyatt. But Clunan's been on Junker early here. Just seeing him for the second time, though, as the rest of the order outside the 6 and 7 men haven't been able to get anything done.
Yeah, they've been having a hard time kind of squaring up this ball. A lot of fouls close down the left field line.
0-2 is a breaking ball. Picked it first. They're going to have to go to the tag at second, and they get it. Double play. Spun there. That one's going to go 3-6 as it was picked at first by Dunham and on to second where Wyatt applied the tag. So in the end, another 1-2-3 inning for Junker. This one a bit more unconventionally. And we are through 5 here. 1-0 lead for the Pilgrims on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
We would like to thank Dreambat Company, an official partner of the New England League, for their support and sponsorship of our postseason awards. Dreambat Company has been a proud partner and supporter of the New England League since 2010. Visit dreambats.com and enter coupon code NECBL20 for 20% off your entire online purchase.
A reminder that this copyrighted telecast is the exclusive property of the Newport Gulls Baseball Club and the New England Collegiate Baseball League, presented by the authority of the NECBL Broadcast Network for the entertainment of our listening and viewing audience. It may not be reproduced, re-recorded, or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game cannot be disseminated without the express written consent of the Newport Gulls and the Commissioner's Office of the New England Collegiate Baseball League.
Hey Gulls fans, DVDs of all home games are available. To order copies, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. All DVDs include a full pregame show, postgame show, 5 high-quality cameras, and exclusive player interviews. Everything you know and love about Newport Gulls baseball. For more information, email broadcast@newportgulls.com.
Don't miss your chance to own a piece of the 2018 Newport Gulls season.
Top of the 6th inning here inside Cardines Field down in Newport, Mass. Excuse me, Newport, Rhode Island.
You're stuck in Plymouth.
Stuck in Plymouth, clearly, yeah.
I was actually on the bus ride to North Adams. I was noticing to get there, you go out of Rhode Island and then you come back in, and it's just
really,
yeah, it's just the geography of this state is very, very interesting. It's cool, The bays go all the way into the northern part of the state.
Of Lafayette, California.
Bridges everywhere.
Everywhere. We are in the city by the sea, though, here, Newport, Rhode Island, and it's Max Flower digging in. Takes the first pitch upstairs for a ball from Mike McCaffrey, who's out here for his second inning of work. Pilgrims have led the last 3 innings off with doubles, but have just 1 run to show for it, and this one is swung on and fouled away, 1-1.
Yeah, we'll get the final stat line for Josh Bates. 4.0 innings, 1 earned run, 6 hits, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. He faced 19 Pilgrims.
This one is swung on and lifted lazily out to right, trailing back and slipping, but making the catch in foul territory. There was the first baseman Harvey, and there's one away.
Yeah, nice job by Harvey. He's been all over the infield. He's been at second base. He's also caught, but right there, showing the glove. Maybe a little shaky, but you make the play, and that's all that matters. Nice job there by Harvey.
So that'll be Elijah Dunham.
Evansville, Indiana.
The Indiana Hoosier has reached base in both plate appearances so far today. A double in the second and a walk in his last at bat. He takes a breaking ball in for a called strike here.
That's just such a nice pitch. Lefty-lefty matchup. The curveball starts way in like it's going to hit you, and then it just bends and catches the inside corner. So hard to pick up.
And the breaking ball in this one is rolled over foul towards the Gulls dugout. Hockey-style benches here in Cardines with the Gulls dugout nearest the plate and the Pilgrims next to it on the first base side. 0-2 the count on Dunham. McCaffrey looking to put him away for the first time today. He misses upstairs with a fastball.
Why not? Why not go upstairs
Why
with
not?
it? It's worked a couple of times.
That's right.
2 breaking balls early on. The second one, he just got Dunham to roll over weakly. And he's in command here.
This one, foul tip, just barely getting the bat on it there was Dunham. The count holds at 1-2.
That was another elevated fastball. McCaffrey's been going to that. We'll see if he comes back to the breaking ball here after he kind of goes 2 straight ones back to back, and maybe has one more bender in him.
1-2 breaking ball is lifted, and this one appears to be on the infield. Camping under it is the second baseman Plew, and he'll make the catch as he trots into the grass on the infield, and it is 2 away in the top of the 6th for the Pilgrims as McCaffrey appears to have settled things down.
Yeah, Newport does not have a 1-2-3 inning yet in this ball game. The closest they had was just in that second inning when Flowers struck out. Dunham doubled, and then Solomon struck out, and Viscarello struck out looking.
Solomon in the box here now. 0 for 2 with that strikeout you mentioned, and a line out to short in the 4th with runners on second and third. He's ahead 1-0 here as McCaffrey misses with the first, and now with the second, 2-0.
You see how effective the lefty-lefty matchups can be with the breaking ball that McCaffrey has.
So the 2-0 here to Solomon is swung on, lifted high but shallow in center. Hogeson moves to his right, tracking it, and they lost it, and that one falls. The throw into second, though, and safe is Solomon. Solomon with some aggressive base running saw that one fall, and that will get in there for a double as that one just got lost in the lights. Hogeson couldn't see it, and Mangrum was charging hard from right to try to give him some help, but he lost it too. And Solomon really just barely got in there ahead of the tag.
Yeah, and that was just it's a weird time of night now. The sun is set, the lights are on, and you're kind of in between this twilight zone period. But Hogeson, yeah, I mean, he just lost it. Now McCaffrey's got to refocus.
Misses upstairs, and it's 1-0. And wouldn't it just feel almost ironic in a sense if the Pilgrims could get something done here on really a very cheap one?
Kind of the opposite as every other inning.
Right.
Other inning is gone.
That one in, called strike. 1-1 now on Viscarello. Rising sophomore from Bryant is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts looking. I have to imagine he'll be up there looking to get some swings in this at bat. 1-1 with Solomon leading off second in a 1-0 ball game with 2 away in the 6th. That one misses well outside. Looks like maybe a 2-seamer there from McCaffrey as it just kept moving off the plate. Doubles in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th now for the Pilgrims. A lot of extra base hits for him. That one's upstairs, and it's 3-1 to Viscarello. Viscarello's, both of his strikeouts have come in full counts.
And he's could be on his way to another one right here, another full count that is.
It's at 3-1 right now. McCaffrey trying to climb back. He looks back to Solomon at second. Got a modest lead there. And fires. The 3-1 is ripped to short, fielded there by Austin. He picks it up and fires across the diamond in time to get Viscarello. And McCaffrey spoils a 2-out double for the Pilgrims, who've had their hits today but have not been able to manufacture too many runs. It's 1-0. Gulls coming to bat, looking to tie the ball game here in the bottom of the 6th on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The 25th Annual New England League All-Star Game will be hosted by our very own Valley Blue Sox on Sunday, July 29th. Join the NECBL's best as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every MLB organization at McKenzie Stadium in Holyoke, Massachusetts. Visit asg18.necbl.com for more information.
NCTV 18 Newport County, the World Wide Web, and on DVD. This is Newport Gulls Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Back here, and before before we get to the action in the bottom of the 6th, we're going to kick it to Joe DeLeon for a score update around the NECBL.
Not much of a change in the leads around the league so far. The Ocean State Waves still maintain a lead over the Mystic Schooners 8-3, and then the Vermont Mountaineers are also still tied with a score of 2-2 against the North Adams Steeplecats. And finally, the Danbury Westerners are now down 3-4 to the Sanford Mainers. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Joe. So the Pilgrims lead it 1-0. They have stranded quite a few men in scoring position here today. The Gulls have not had very many men aboard at all, but still find themselves, again, well within striking distance here. We approach 8:30 mark on the Eastern Seaboard, and it is Stevie Mangrum digging into the box, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Junker out for his 6th inning of work, and he bounces one into the lefty's batter's box. It'll be 1-0.
Just 3 base runners in the ball game. Britton walked in the 2nd, then Clunan singled. And that single is one of 2 hits for Newport. The other one was Britton's in the 5th inning.
1-0 from Junker, misses upstairs, 2-0.
The 3 base runners, for a Newport offense, you got to give a lot of credit to Cameron Junker here. He's been on his game.
Could very well be his last inning here, though, as that one is in, swung on and missed for a strike. And that'll be 87 pitches now for him. And to his credit, he's done a good job to settle down after a 21-pitch first inning and get himself some distance. He gets a swing and a miss again here from Mangrum, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, he struck out Mangrum, like you mentioned. He also struck at Harvey. So right now, the 8 and 9 part of this lineup only have had 1 at-bat, and we're here in the 6th inning, and that just means efficiency.
2-2 is off the plate, 3-2. Junker certainly wants to avoid giving up a leadoff walk here to Mangrum. Virginia Tech Hokie. Payoff pitch from Junker. In there, called, 3rd strike, picks up the outside black, and Mangrum pauses to look at the spot and walks back to the dugout with the 8th strikeout for the Gulls.
Yeah, that's just a nice spot, and it's one of those that maybe it was a little bit off the plate, but just too close to take. The lone outside corner is a strike that a lot of umpires in this league and around the country like to call, and it looks like we may have some sort of pitching action as we have a meeting out there on the mound.
Yeah, I think that there's a very good chance that's it for Junker, and he took a long walk around the mound, very frustrated with that. He's up to 90 pitches.
See if there's anybody warming in the bullpen. There is.
He's making a case to stay in this ball game. He wants it. We saw after he's not going to. That's unfortunate for Junker. We saw after 92 pitches in Vermont on opening day, he was begging to go back in for the 8th, but Coach Zackerson wouldn't let him. And he's going to pull him here. After 5 1/3 scoreless innings, 8 strikeouts for Junker, but he'll give way to Chris Holcomb, and we'll get you his numbers when we come back here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Fans, the NECBL's Broadcast Network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, and now on your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a team pass for $125, or enjoy the entire 2018 season with a league pass for $149. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule.
A reminder that this copyrighted telecast is the exclusive property of the Newport Gulls Baseball Club and the New England Collegiate Baseball League, presented by the authority of the NECBL Broadcast Network for the entertainment of our listening and viewing audience. It may not be reproduced, re-recorded, or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game cannot be disseminated without the express written consent of the Newport Gulls and the Commissioner's Office of the New England Collegiate Baseball League.
So the new pitcher for the Pilgrims is Chris Holcomb. formerly of Alabama, the University of Alabama at Tuscaloosa. He'll be pitching this coming season at the State College of Florida, formerly the #1 pitching prospect in Massachusetts. He comes from Osterville, Mass, down on the Cape. And he has been good for the Pilgrims so far. He's made just one appearance, but went 3 scoreless innings in that one appearance, as we saw him pick up 6 strikeouts over 3 innings, gave up just 1 hit, did walk 3 men, but did not allow a run to come in on him, and he's going to try to back up what was an excellent effort for Junker, who leaves the game after 5 1/3 pitched, 8 strikeouts, just 1 walk and 2 hits, and on 90 pitches. Not quite the efficiency we saw from Junker in his first start, and that's why he gets a bit of an early hook.
Certainly take it, though. You know, you have a 1-run lead, you're in line for the win. Obviously a lot of baseball left, but a nice performance, and 90 pitches, you want to limit it here in summer baseball.
So Chris Holcomb, the lefty, now in and fires the first pitch in, a strike to Logan Harvey. Strikeout victim in his first at bat. Harvey only gets to see Junker 1 time on the night out of the 9 hole. The Holcomb kicks and deals as things have quieted down here in the ballpark, and this one's hit on the ground off the end of the bat down to first, and it's fielded there by Dunham, who steps on the bag and puts away Harvey for the first out, or second out, I should say, first for Holcomb.
Yeah, 2 quick outs, and I'll bring up Dylan Plew, but like you mentioned, things quieted down here at Cardines. Monday night, school still in session, but some still life. We got Gully Jr. kicking around. He was actually in the broadcast booth with us earlier in the inning, as he usually does around the 6th, just coming in to say hi.
So with 2 away, it's the top of the order, and the first pitch is a strike in there to Plew.
Honestly, may have been a little upset that I didn't acknowledge him. I mean, I acknowledged him with myself, but I didn't acknowledge him on the broadcast like I
maybe that's what he was waiting
have
for,
in the past. I think it
here.
was. I told him to wait around, but maybe he'll come back.
This one's bounced in, and the count will even at 1-1, and Cullum's going to take a brief walk out as that one appeared to have gotten off the leg of the home plate umpire.
Plew 0 for 2 and hasn't reached the base, or the first base rather, and he has been a guy that has reached safely in every single game that he has played in so far this season.
Well, you look up and down the order, and really there hasn't been much success anywhere except for those 6 and 7 spots. Britton has gotten on both times. He's the only one to do so with a walk and a single. Clunan singled in his first at bat, but then did double the work, grounding into a double play in his next. Other than that, it's been a combined 0 for 14 out of the 1 through 5 and 8 and 9. 1-1 pitch from Holcomb. This one swung on, ripped down the first base line, but foul, well out ahead of that one, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, it was hit so hard it almost got lost. It was, laced and right off the warehouse down the right field line, but now he's behind in the count.
Holcomb toes back up on the rubber, leaves 1 foot parallel with the mound and the other facing towards home plate. 90-degree angle, kicks and fires. Breaking ball is left out, and this one twisting foul, and that'll bounce off the warehouse. And right up against those championship banners for the Newport Gulls. 6 in team's history, setting the pace in the NECBL.
Did miss the playoffs last year, 20-22 record. First time they missed the playoffs since moving to Newport in 2001, so looking for a bounce-back season. They had their 3-game win streak snapped in last night's 14-9 loss up in North Adams.
It'll be another 1-2 here from Holcomb. Breaking ball, and this one is rolled over, foul down the first baseline again. Went away from the lefty there, but Plew was able to get bat on it and just yank it foul.
I mean, that's really, 1-2 count. You get a sharp curveball like that. That's all you can ask for in a lefty-lefty matchup, to be able to reach out and foul it off, spoil it, and see if he gets something more hittable the next pitch.
So it'll be another 1-2 for Holcomb. Slows himself down. Kicks and deals and misses away, 2-2.
Pace slowing down a little bit. Holcomb taking his time.
He's mixed up the time it's taken to get to the plate. Trying not to let Plu get comfortable in the box there. Takes a breath out and comes 2-2, and this one swung on off the end of the bat to third. Fielded there by Solomon and across the diamond in time to get the runner. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for sixth. Junker comes out after 90 pitches and 5 1/3 scoreless. Holcomb picks up where he left off, and we're through 6. 1-0 game. The Pilgrims with the lead by the razor thinnest of margins on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
We would like to thank Dream Bat Company, an official partner of the New England League, for their support and sponsorship of our postseason awards. Dream Bat Company has been a proud partner and supporter of the New England League since 2010. Visit dreambats.com and enter coupon code NECBL20 for 20% off your entire online purchase. The Newport Gulls, 6-time champions of the NECBL. Follow the whole season right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
How about to send it to the top of the 7th here. This has been Quinn Kelly, the voice of the Pilgrims. I thank you so much for letting me take you through the middle innings. I'm going to kick it back over to Dave Peck now to take you through the rest of the way.
Thanks, Quinn. Like you said, the slimmest of margins, 1-0. Plymouth on top here as we head to the top of the 7th inning. And Mike McCaffrey is still out on the mound, and why not? He has been good. Been able to get out of some jams and some tough situations, as there have been 3 base runners, and 2 of which have been in scoring position for the Pilgrims in the last 2 innings. But the big 6-4-3 double play in the 5th, and then getting Viscarello to ground out to the shortstop Austin as well last inning, has him back in the game and preserving just this 1-run disadvantage, I guess I should say, for Newport. But he will face the top of this Pilgrims lineup, Hyatt, Wyatt, and Parrish here in the 7th inning. Right, a couple of strikeouts, and he had that leadoff double in the 3rd, but was stranded on 3rd base.
Number 7, Garrett Hyatt.
Digs in the left-handed batter's box and takes a first pitch curveball for strike 1.
We talked a lot at the top of the broadcast about the struggles offensively for the Pilgrims. The pitching has come out and done its job.
0-1, another breaking ball. That one stays up and inside, even things up at 1-1.
And quite frankly, the hitting has come in here and broke trend at Cardines. They've put a lot of bats to balls, gotten a lot of hits, just none timely, it seems.
1-1 pitch, another breaking ball. That one misses low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Plymouth out hitting Newport right now, 8-2. No errors for either team. 1-0 your score, top 7. Here's the 2-1. Lifted foul over the backstop to even things up at 2-2. Caffrey, 35 pitches so far after he replaced Bates. Bates went 4 innings flat. Here's the 2-2. That one is waved at and missed for strike 3. He went upstairs and Hyatt chased. 1 down here in the 7th.
That's been the one complaint really for Pilgrims hitting, is that they've chased a lot of bad pitches up and out of the zone. But really, with those 8 hits, and you've got 3 walks as well, and you're looking at all, just under 2 hits per inning, or 2 base runners per inning. We just haven't been able to bring them around, and it's been a little bit frustrating for them, but a lot of positives if they can just find a way to build here.
Here's Tyler Wyatt, first pitch swinging, fouls this one down the right field line into the stands, 0-1. And the Pilgrims are not the first team to face Newport and have that same frustration. On that Saturday night game versus Ocean State, the Waves left 15 runners on base, and they ended up losing that one as Newport got the win. This one is hit up the middle and into center field. So a 1-out single there for Wyatt, his 2nd hit of the night.
Oh, the hot streak continues for Wyatt, the double in the 5th. made it 6-game hitting streak for him. He's had a hit in each of the first 6 games for the Pilgrims.
He's been on base 3 times, too.
Number 10, Colton Parrish.
But he's on first now with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Here's Colton Parrish. Has a single that came in the first, also reached on a 4-6 fielder's choice and walked in the 5th. First pitch from McCaffrey is waved through and missed for strike 1. McCaffrey giving up. Just 3 hits, walked 1 and struck out 2. As he works from the stretch, sets the glove at the chest, takes a look at Wyatt, now goes to the plate. Wyatt is off. The throw from Britton is high and not in time. Wyatt has himself a stolen base.
Well, Wyatt picked a good time to go there, got the breaking ball, and combined that with a fairly slow delivery from the lefty McCaffrey, and now you've got yourself a man in scoring position. 2 strikes here for Parrish. They'll have to battle and get one in play.
0-2 here to the TCU Horned Frog. McCaffrey takes a long look in, now gets the sign. Stares at Wyatt. Leg kick and the delivery. Fastball misses high.
That one, a second stolen base for Wyatt on the season here. Has yet to be caught. 4th stolen base overall for the Pilgrims, who are 4 for 4 in this young season.
Newport only with 2 stolen bases as a team. Haven't run much. They've tried to extend singles into doubles and tried to tag up, but haven't been very successful as the 1-2 breaking ball misses in the dirt. And we saw the play when Britton tried to advance all the way to 3rd, and the nice throw from Hyatt, able to get him. Here's the 2-2 offering. Fastball runs inside. Now a full count here to Parrish. Back-to-back full counts.
And it's ones like those that we mentioned earlier with how good Parrish has been behind the plate and how, it doesn't really show up. A pitch like that runs inside to Parrish. It almost disappears on the catcher, Britton. But he gets over there and makes that play and makes it look fairly easy.
Now a 3-2 pitch. Here it is. And it's a check swing foul ball off the netting. We'll reset and do it again. That was elevated. And Parrish tried to lay off, and a little bit.
They can't seem to, though.
It's been a trend the entire game. Bates got a lot of swings and misses on high fastballs, and you see Parrish trying to make an adjustment. He fouled that one off, but he's able to stay alive here. Another full count pitch coming from McCaffrey, who takes a look at Wyatt at second. Leg kick and the delivery. That fastball runs inside for ball 4. That's the second walk of the night for McCaffrey.
Good job after getting down 0-2 to work all the way back and get that walk if you're Parrish. But you said that, the chasing pitches, it's so funny because it's up and down the order. It's not like you're looking at one spot that's doing it. Everybody's doing it, and it's just one of those anomalies. Like, how do you explain that they're just collectively going after pitches up in the zone?
Yeah, the only rationale maybe is, Bates throws hard, McCaffrey throws hard as well. And, the Gulls have chased a few too, and Junker threw hard. So that's, one of the things that you could look at is that one is popped up foul over the backstop 0-1 here to Isaiah Cullum. Cullum singled in the first, had grounded into a 5-4-3 double play in the 3rd and struck out his last time up in the 5th. Trying to keep things going here. 1 out, runners on first and second here in the top of the 7th inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and he pulls the string on him. Cullum swings through that curveball for strike 2. Nice job there mixing it up. Cullum way out in front on his front foot. McCaffrey has a lot of options here. See what he wants to do. Does he dare elevate the fastball? And is Cullum going to be ready for it if he does?
Yeah, he's a tough, you've got the strikeout against him, and he hasn't hit particularly well in the season, but just that's scary power to try to challenge.
McCaffrey comes to the set. Here's the 0-2. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's almost like with how he struggled here to pick up the breaking ball, there's no sense to really elevate on him. You might as well try to dance around and see if you can get a chase from him before you think about elevating.
Yeah, no need here. 1-2 pitch coming from McCaffrey. Here it is, and that one is a breaking ball, but it misses well outside. Britton going to his knees all the way, pretty much in that left-handed batter's box as the count evens up at 2.
How many times have we had to see him dive out there to his right?
Ball's just staying on that arm side of the lefty McCaffrey. As he tries to work out of this jam here in the 7th. The 2-2. That one skips in the dirt, but another nice block from Britton, and now we got a full count. Second consecutive full count here in this inning. First one resulted in the walk from Parrish. He stands on first. Wyatt stands on second. He singled and had the stolen base. So with a 1-0 lead here in the top of the 7th, the Pilgrims are threatening once again. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses low and outside. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks. And now the Pilgrims have the bases loaded with one away.
Well, that's the second time the Pilgrims have gotten into an 0-2 hole and then just been patient at the plate and worked a walk. And that's the second time tonight as well that Cullum has reached base after finding himself down 0-2. Had the single that went from 0-2 to a full count and then aboard in the first, and then here 0-2 to a full count, works a walk. So doing a good job of being patient at the plate despite falling behind.
Britton having a conversation with McCaffrey, see if there's any action in that Newport bullpen. And there is. And it's the big righty for Newport who's warming up. And Nate Ryder. And Ryder's been a guy that's been very effective late in games so far for Newport. And they're going to need him again here to try and preserve just this 1-run lead for the Pilgrims. But trouble here, 1 out, bases loaded. Cam Walsh digs into the left-handed batter's box and hits this one under the glove of Hosey. It rolls into left field. Wyatt scores from third. Parrish is being waved around third. The throw is not in time. It gets by Britton, and now advancing to third is Cullum. The throw is not in time, so it's now 3-0 on the 2 RBI single there for Cam Walsh. And a nice job there by Cullum. Advancing all the way to third on the pass ball.
That's a good bit of hitting there by Walsh. Finally, the Pilgrims able to break through with a timely hit. And that one just out of the reach of Hosey at third, who kind of started, and it hit him right as he was on that jump and coming down. Couldn't quite get to it, and a pair of RBIs for Walsh, who for the second time today goes after the first pitch and finds something good with it.
So here's Max Flower. Flower is 1 for 3 with a single. And he drove home Walsh as he check swings on that first pitch curveball, but does not go around. 1 ball and no strikes. So McCaffrey got a quick out as now the play is being appealed, but it'll stand as a ball. McCaffrey got the quick out on the strikeout of Hyatt to start the inning. Then Wyatt singled. Parrish walked. Cullum walked. And then that 2 RBI single by Walsh. Here's the 1-0 to Flower. It's a fastball in the dirt, 2-0. Ryder warming for Newport. McCaffrey in some trouble. And the way Newport has struggled at the plate, certainly digging a hole. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one inside out, fouled down the right field line into the street. 2 balls and 1 strike. Sun basically completely down here in the city by the sea. Lights are on. Still a little bit of life at Cardines, but not too much. Monday night. McCaffrey comes to the set. Leg kick. Here's the 2-1. That one is a nubber up the middle, and it's blew the second baseman who flips it to Austin at short. And the throw to first is not in time, so it'll be.
No, I think they said it.
It'll be a It'll be a 4-6 fielder's choice.
I'm sorry. I couldn't believe it. I thought that he thought that he gave the out signal. I was shocked, but I'm sorry for interrupting you there.
No. That one, it was a weird swing inside, and you don't see that very often. Plu coming in front of second, and he's able to flip it to Austin to get the force at second for out number 2.
My eyes got over there as he was coming back, because then he does the safe and then comes back and brings him to a fist. That's my apologies.
Scoring
folks.
from third was Cullum, so it's now 4-0 Pilgrims. As the first pitch to Dunham is in there, swung on and missed for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball misses in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. So quick out, but 3 runs in the inning for the Pilgrims. Caffrey takes a long look in. Flower with the lead off first, being held on by Harvey. Here's the 1-1, and fastball is in there, taken for strike 2. Caffrey is allowed 3 runs so far on 3 hits, 3 walks. Has 2 strikeouts. As Dunham awaits the 1-2, here it is. Fastball high and outside, and McCaffrey has had some control issues here in the 7th. Here's the break-even offering. Curveball, swinging bunt. McCaffrey comes off the mound, gloves it, throws it to first to retire the side. But the Pilgrims get 3 more off 2 hits, and they leave 1 runner on. No Newport errors. Will head to the bottom of the 7th. Now 4-0 Pilgrims. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The 2018 season marks the 25th season of the New England League. Founded a quarter of a century ago, the New England League has distinguished itself by offering a summer collegiate baseball experience unlike any other. The New England League has long prided itself on its ability to transcend communities with the region's love of baseball, a common denominator in all walks of life, combined with some of the nation's elite up-and-coming prospects who share one common goal. Together, we all make baseball and our communities better thanks to a passionate fan base and the dedication of each of our member franchises, from host families to volunteers to front offices and everyone in between. Thank you, fans, for 25 amazing years of the New England League, and here's to many, many more.
Be sure to check out the Gulls online at newportgulls.com. That's newportgulls.com. You're watching and listening to Newport Gulls baseball on your flagship home for the Gulls all season long, the NECBL Broadcast Network.
As we welcome you back to the broadcast booth, Dave Peck joined alongside Newport Gulls scorekeeper Andre Olivier, the voice of the Plymouth Pilgrims Quinn Kelly, and Newport Gulls field reporter Joe DeLeon. So a close game the entire time. Still just a 4-run advantage for the Pilgrims, but just the way that the pitching staff of Plymouth has been, not only this game, but the entire season, Newport has their work cut out for them here in the bottom of the 7th as Cole Austin, Dalton Reed, and Cody Hosey are due up in the inning.
Cole Austin.
Holcomb back out on the mound. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch fouled off the bat of Austin, 0-1. Austin has had a tough day. Struck out looking in the first and struck out swinging in the 4th. Just his 3rd at-bat. Had a 3-run home run in yesterday's 14-9 loss. Holcomb with the long pause, working from the windup. High leg kick, here's the 0-1, and it's a deep fly ball to left field. Walsh going back and ranging over to make the catch. So it was hit hard, but not high enough as Walsh was able to make the play for out number 1.
I'll tell you what, didn't that one look a lot better off the bat than it ended up?
Yeah.
I thought that was definitely hitting the wall at least.
Yeah, it seemed like he just got topspin on it. You know, you talk about hitting the inside part of the ball and letting it fly. That one just kind of dipped down, and Walsh was able to range to his right and make the relatively easy play. Here comes Dalton Reed. Reed is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly out to Walsh as well. First pitch curveball misses low and inside, 1-0. Reed came into this game batting .435. Now sits with a .400 average. Still solid. Here's the 1-0. Fastball taken for strike 1. Holcomb gets the sign from Cullum, nods his head. 1-1 pitch. That one a deep fly ball, but well fouled down the right field line, 1-2. Just way too early was Reed as he taps the dirt off his cleats, now digs into the left-handed batter's box. And awaits the 1-2 pitch from Holcomb. Here it is. And it's a curveball that bounces under the glove of Cullum. Even things up at 2-2. So the Pilgrims scored 3 runs in the top of the frame. Single from Wyatt, 2 walks, and then the 2 RBI single from Walsh. Newport only with 2 hits in the ball game. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball waved and missed for strike 3. And they're quickly 2 away here in the 7th.
Well, you go first K for Holcomb, and you get a sense of just how good his stuff is.
That was a nice breaking ball. And Reed was fooled. This middle part of the lineup has struggled. Still no hits for any of them, and not a surprise, only 2 hits for the Gulls, but it's been Zach Britton and Dylan Clunan in the 6 and 7 spot, really the only people who have been on base here for Newport. As Cody Hosey digs in, he's flown out to Walsh and left and struck out as well. First pitch, fastball, misses off the plate, 1-0. Hosey batting .273 as he looks to be a spark here for Newport. And 4-0, bottom of the 7th. 1-0, pop up in the infield. Wyatt the shortstop on the edge of the grass, and he's having trouble, but he's able to reach up and make the catch for out number 3. So the Gulls go down 1-2-3 in the 7th. They trail 4-0. We'll head to the 8th. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Listen up, fans. You, our loyal fans, will be selecting 2 players to this year's All-Star Game. Beginning on Monday, July 23rd, fans will be able to vote for the final All-Star for each of the North and South Division teams. The player from each division with the most votes will be named to the NECBL All-Star Team. This year's All-Star Game is being played at the home of the Valley Blue Sox on Sunday, July 29th. Fan voting will take place online at vote18.necbl.com beginning on Monday, July 23rd. The Newport Gulls, 6-time champions of the NECBL. Follow the whole season right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
A reminder that this copyrighted telecast is the exclusive property of the Newport Gulls Baseball Club and the New England Collegiate Baseball League, presented by the authority of the NECBL Broadcast Network for the entertainment of our listening and viewing audience. It may not be reproduced, re-recorded, or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game cannot be disseminated without the express written consent of the Newport Gulls and the Commissioner's Office of the New England Collegiate Baseball League.
This is Newport Gulls Baseball, on your home for the Gulls, the NECBL Broadcast Network.
As we head to the 8th inning, a 4-0 lead here for Plymouth. And we have a pitching change for the Gulls. It's number 17 for Newport on the hill, Gavin Sullivan, making his 2nd appearance of the year. Sullivan, 6'2", 205 from the University of Louisville. And this is the 2nd time. It's always nice when you have your catcher of your collegiate team catching you in summer ball, and that's the case here. It's the 2nd time it's happened, and of course, why not? Every time Sullivan comes on the hill, why not have Britton out there behind the plate catching him as he tries to keep this lead to just 4 here for the Pilgrims. They scored 3 runs last time they were up.
Well, it certainly can't be overstated how much that extra measure of comfort can become a benefit for the team and make it just that much easier for Gavin to come out, or for Sullivan, I should say, to come out and find success. Nice to be able to have that pair of battery mates.
Sullivan just 1 inning pitched against Ocean State in that 5-1 win on June 9th. Gave up no hits, no runs, walked 1, struck out 1. Lefty throwing his warm-up pitches here. 9:02 here on the East Coast in Newport, Rhode Island. Sullivan will face Solomon, Viscarello, and Hyatt here in the 8th inning as Plymouth tries to add to this 4-0 lead, out hitting Newport 9-2. Solomon struck out in the 2nd. He lined out to Austin at short in the 4th and doubled his last time up in the 6th. Here's the first pitch from Sullivan, and it's a fly ball to left center field. Ranging to his left is Clunan, who makes the play, 1 gone. So 1 pitch, 1 out. That's what you want when you come in. Down 4 already, but, you know, Newport, always a threat to score quickly. They have 9 home runs on the year. That is first in the NECBL. The catch to that is that Plymouth pitching has not allowed a home run all season. Here's Viscarello, who takes ball 1 low. Viscarello struck out looking his first 2 times up, then grounded out to Austin back in the 6th. Sullivan working from the windup. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's rolled over towards the third baseman, Hosey. Gloves it, throws it across the diamond, 2 away. So quickly, 2 down. He's only thrown 3 pitches, and now quickly 2 away as in steps Garrett Hyatt, or due up is Garrett Hyatt, rather, from Eckerd College. Hyatt with 3 strikeouts, but he does have a double. A lefty-lefty matchup. Sullivan has been efficient so far. Here's the first pitch. It's a fastball that catches the lower part of the zone for strike 1.
Yeah, and Sullivan in prime position here to get out with the first 1-2-3 inning for Gulls pitching. Couldn't come at a more necessary time for them.
0-1 curveball swung through and missed for strike 2 rather. He just mixed it up, and Hyatt was off balance on that swing.
Trying to clean out and just rip that one to right.
Nods his head. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Waits that fastball high and away, 1-2. 4-0 Pilgrims, top 8. Nobody on, 2 outs. Leadoff man Hyatt trying to extend it. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Sullivan. It's another breaking ball. This one slowly rolled and fielded not cleanly by Sullivan, right in front of Hosey down that third base line. And we'll see what they rule that. That'll be a single, as it would have been a nearly impossible play for Sullivan coming off the mound to his right. So Newport can't get their first 1-2-3 of the game, and they only have 1 chance left.
Yeah, that they do. Peter, maybe I jinxed them right there.
There is Tyler Wyatt. Wyatt has reached base 3 times after popping out to Plew in the first. He walked, doubled, and singled, came around to score. First pitch from Sullivan, a fastball misses high, 1-0.
He got all the trouble started last inning with that single and then a stolen base. Was the first to come into the 3 runs that inning. Up to 383 now on the season.
Sullivan from the stretch, 1-0 offering. That one is waved through and missed for strike 1. Another elevated fastball, another chase.
And that was the problem that Wyatt highlighted with him. He had a big jump in his strikeout total this season at GCU as compared to his first 2, and it was chasing early in counts.
1-1, this one rolled over, slow chopper towards Hosey at third, gloves it on the run. The throw is high, but the tag is applied by Harvey. An athletic play there by the Wake Forest Stephen Teakin to retire the side. So the Pilgrims can't score. They leave 1 runner on, no Newport errors. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning. 4-0 Pilgrims right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Sunday, July 29th, it's the New England Collegiate Baseball League's All-Star Game at Mackenzie Stadium in Holyoke, Massachusetts. Join all 13 NECBL teams, including this year's hosts, the Valley Blue Sox, for a night of baseball action that can't be missed. The always exciting skills competition and home run derby start in the early afternoon with game time set for 5:10. For more information about July 29th's All-Star Game or the New England Collegiate Baseball League, visit www.necbl.com.
Hey Gulls fans, DVDs of all home games are available. To order copies, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. All DVDs include a full pregame show, postgame show, 5 high-quality cameras, and exclusive player interviews. Everything you know and love about Newport Gulls baseball. For more information, email broadcast@newportgulls.com.
Don't miss your chance to own a piece of the 2018 Newport Gulls season.
Welcome back to the ballpark here, Guardians Field in Newport, Rhode Island. The Gulls trying to scratch and claw their way back into this one, down 4-0 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Chris Holcomb back out on the hill for the Pilgrims. And Plymouth pitching has had a 1-2-3 inning, or at least faced the minimum in every single inning except the second, in which they ended up throwing out Zach Britton at third on the outfield assist from Hyatt in center field. So it's just been a very clean book for the Plymouth Arms, and that's something we expected. They came into this game with a 1.67 run average, first in the NECBL. So far they have answered the call, as Hogeson, Britton, and Clunan will face Holcomb. Holcomb from the windup. Here's the first pitch. Fastball just missing outside, 1-0. Hogeson 0 for 2, a strikeout, and a pop out to Wyatt. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one a chopper down the first baseline, foul, 1-1. Hogeson taps the plate. Now rests the bat on his shoulder, awaiting the 1-1 pitch here from Holcomb. Curveball swung through and missed for strike 2.
They've had a lot of trouble picking up the curveball from him.
They've had a lot of trouble with a lot of things right at the plate.
That's fair. But he has gotten some tough swing and misses. Some non-competitive swing and misses on the breaking ball.
There's the 1-2 pitch. That one a broken bat, line drive into right center field, and it'll get down for a hit, fielded by Flower, but Hogeson is on. Just the third hit of the ball game for Newport, and that's maybe the kind of break they needed. Broken bat, just found the hole.
Look at the pun out of you.
Yeah, you know, it's just sometimes they come to you pretty quickly. But Hogeson has his first single of the ball game, and here comes Zach Britton.
Well, you know, you haven't had much going offensively if you're the Gulls, but, you know, it's not an insurmountable lead at 4 runs.
Certainly not. I mean, they had 11-run inning. They had a 4-run inning yesterday. They ended up losing it, but through a home run from Austin, then the solo shot as that one off the bat of Britton is slicing into left field. Coming in on it is Walsh, and he will not make the catch as they throw it to second to get the force, and there's one away. Hogeson is retired.
Hogeson held up and he threw his arms up. I'm not sure what. It was a pretty clear no-catch call from the umpire on the bases, but maybe looking over to the third base coach, something that was said there. But either way, that one was tough. It was falling fast, and it bounced right into the glove of Walsh, so he had plenty of time to fire in and get him.
So one down. Here's Dylan Clunan. Clunan 1 for 2 with a single, also grounded into that double play. Nice 3U6 double play in the 5th inning for Plymouth. First pitch curveball bounces in the dirt, and Britton is off. The throw from Cullum at second is not in time, and that was a very close play. Cullum was frustrated. He thought he had him, but Cameron Haney, the umpire, called Britton safe, so Newport has a runner in scoring position here with 1 out.
I'll tell you what, to get in there, that's a heck of a slide by Hogeson, or excuse me, by Britton.
And Hogeson, you know, if he didn't have that, it's like he lost it in the light again, and you remember in the field he lost it in center field. But this one, you know, obviously less than 2 outs, he had to make sure that Walsh caught it. He did not, and he was put out on what will go down in the book as a 7-4 fielder's choice. Holcomb from the stretch takes a look at Britton. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one, a one-hopper backhanded by Wyatt at short, and now there's a rundown between second and third for Britton. They go back and forth. Britton retreating back to second. The throw to second is off the glove of Viscarello, and that's a missed opportunity there for Plymouth.
Yeah, you have to get an out. I mean, it's the right decision from Wyatt to try to cut down that runner just because Britton left himself hung out to dry. But to not come away with an out from that play is frustrating if you're the Pilgrims. And, you got to be careful because these are the type of mistakes that let a team back into a ball game.
So 1 out in the inning. All 3 runners have reached. Ogeson was retired on the fielder's choice. Now Britton stands on second, Clunan on first for Stevie Mangrum, who's struck out 2 times so far tonight. Here's the first pitch from Holcomb. Fastball taken for strike 1, just on the lower part of the zone. Attendance here tonight at Cardines Field, 1,154. The Gulls trying to scratch and claw back into this one. Down 4-0 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 9:13 your time here on the East Coast. Holcomb comes to the set, sets the glove at the chest. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball way high, but a nice catch by Cullum to keep it from going to the backstop. 1-1.
Yeah, snow coned that one. Barely kept it in the glove. And he's going to go out for a quick chat with Holcomb. I don't think Holcomb wanted the chat. He was ready to just step back up and get going.
Yeah, Holcomb hasn't had much trouble. It's just been, a mishap. And you wonder, up 4-0, why Wyatt on the backhand didn't go to first. Maybe he was a little bit deep in the hole, so.
Yeah, it was going to be a tough throw, and that's why I said I do think it was the right decision, especially because, you can't let the outcome of the play kind of dictate that. Like, you should have got the sure out maybe, yeah, but there's no reason that Britton is still standing on second. He was dead to rights, and the Pilgrims just didn't convert on a little rundown.
So runners on first and second. Here's the 1-1 to Mangrum. Fastball just missing off the plate, 2-1. Mangrum from Virginia Tech, playing in his first game here with the Gulls, looking for his first hit of the season. Drafted by the Red Sox in 2015. Decided to go to Virginia Tech. Here's the 2-1 offering. Fastball high, 3-1.
You see Cullum just telling Holcomb to settle down. And it does feel like a pretty tense position if you're the Pilgrims. One swing of the bat makes it a 1-run game yet again.
Mangrum, the number 8 hitter in this Newport lineup. Logan Harvey is on deck. Harvey 0 for 2 as well on the night. The 3-1. That one is waved through and missed for strike 2. Now we got a full count of Mangrum.
That's a really great pitch from Holcomb if you're up in the count, but given where it was, that's a mistake by Mangrum swinging on that one.
Yeah, it was just low and outside. A really tough pitch to hit, and he tried to pull it. It was out in front on the swing and miss. Now he's got a full count. All 3 of his at-bats have been full count at-bats, and so far he has 2 strikeouts to show for it. See if he can change the fortune here in the 8th inning with runners on first and second, and now Holcomb steps off. Takes a long look in.
You see him ask Cullum to cycle through the signs there. Early in the season, one of the tougher things to have that straight with a runner on second.
Here's the 3-2, foul to the backstop. We'll reset and do it again. So a little fight here from Mangrum.
When you got to hide the pitch that's coming, sometimes it's tough to just, stay on the same page with the catcher because, teams do it differently.
One of the benefits, among a lot of having Britton and Sullivan, the 2 Louisville Cardinals, catching and pitching. There's also the Northeastern combination that the Gulls have in David Steele and John Mazza. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and it's waved and missed for strike 3, the 3rd strikeout of the night for Mangrum. And there are 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
The second of the night for Holcomb, and it comes at a big time there. That's got to feel good for him. He's got 2 men aboard with 1 away and a runner in scoring position, and really it's not at all to his doing. He's gotten ground balls from both of the last 2 guys before that, but he comes and gets that strikeout after falling behind, and that's hopefully it puts the halt on it for him, and he feels good out there on the mound now.
Here's Logan Harvey, 0 for 2, struck out and grounded out to the first baseman Dunham. First pitch fastball high and outside for ball 1, and Newport has not had a runner reach third base tonight. The closest they got was Zach Britton trying to stretch from first to third on the hit by Clunan, and he was retired on the nice throw from Hyatt from center.
And Harvey here, the first one to see Holcomb back in the 6th.
Here's the 1-0. Fly ball, right center field. Flower going to his right, coming in, makes the sliding play for out number 3. A nice job there from Max Flower out of UC Berkeley to retire the Gulls. Newport leaves 2 runners on still. Can't get on the board. The Pilgrims lead it 4-0 as we head to the 9th. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
We would like to thank Dream Bat Company, an official partner of the New England League, for their support and sponsorship of our postseason awards. Dream Bat Company has been a proud partner and supporter of the New England League since 2010. Visit dreambats.com and enter coupon code NECBL20 for 20% off your entire online purchase. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, and now on your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a team pass for $125, or enjoy the entire 2018 season with a league pass for $149. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule.
Hey Gulls fans, DVDs of all home games are available. To order copies, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. All DVDs include a full pregame show, postgame show, 5 high-quality cameras, and exclusive player interviews. Everything you know and love about Newport Gulls baseball. For more information, email broadcast@newportgulls.com.
Don't miss your chance to own a piece of the 2018 Newport Gulls season.
Stay tuned. Stats, updated standings, and the exclusive player of the game interview just minutes after the final pitch on the Newport Gulls postgame report on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
We'll head to the 9th here at Cardines Field. Plymouth still on top, 4-0. And they have a chance to add to that 4-run lead, as it'll be Parrish, Cullum, and Walsh due up to face Sullivan, who's on the mound after coming in to relieve McCaffrey. So far, he hasn't given up a run, just 1 hit, and has not struck out or walked anybody as well, but he was able to work and get a relatively efficient inning last inning, but he'll face the 3-4-5 part of this Pilgrims lineup as Parrish digs into the left-handed batter's box. First pitch from Sullivan is a fastball located on the outside corner for strike 1. Long pause, and now he steps off. Looked like he wasn't quite comfortable there.
Yeah.
Kind of twitched a little bit. But here's the 0-1. Nice breaking ball. Catches the inside corner, front door. And it just caught Parrish. You see him shaking his head a little bit. Quickly ahead, 0-2 is Sullivan. Here's the pitch. Another breaking ball that's waved through and missed for strike 3 for out number 1 here in the 9th. And Sullivan has his first strikeout of the night.
That's a pair of really solid breaking balls there out of Sullivan.
Yeah, he backed it up. He went right back to it.
Absolutely.
And after he saw Parrish shaking his head, he said, oh, might as well throw him another one.
Yeah, right.
Isaiah Cullum digs in. 1 for 3 with a walk. First pitch from Sullivan, fastball misses low. So in the 9th, for the Gulls, it will be the top of the lineup. Plew, Austin, Reed, and Hosey. A 1-0 pitch. That one off the plate, but swung through and missed for strike 1. Cullum helped him there. Here's the 1-1 offering. Fastball just a bit high, 2 balls and 1 strike. Austin, Reed, and Hosey all with 3 home runs atop the NECBL in that category. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Shot line drive and caught by the third baseman, Hosey. snow cones it for out number 2. Good reaction from the Tulane Green Wave.
That is a heck of a stab there. And they keep it in the glove, make a good squeeze on it too. That one had some serious heat coming off the bat from Cullum there.
And that's just a big play. You know, you get 2 outs instead. That could have been a double and potentially, you know, changed some of the momentum or at least thrown off Sullivan, who's been, you know, pretty efficient and pretty sharp so far in this ball game. He'll face Cam Walsh next. Digs in from the left-handed batter's box. First pitch curveball taken for strike 1. And when it's been a lefty-lefty matchup, it's been that breaking ball on the inside corner that he's been able to locate very effectively.
Very effectively.
Here's the 0-1. Another breaking ball. That one chopped towards the backstop, 0-2.
Yeah, that time he goes away. And Walsh can't do anything but get the end of the bat on it. But Walsh has been the real difference maker here for the Pilgrims. Scored that first run that still stands as the difference and drove in the next 2 to give him a little bit of padding. Really solid day for the Northeastern Husky.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball, spots it up. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Second strikeout of the night. And Sullivan gets the Pilgrims down 1-2-3 in the 9th. 4-0 the deficit. Newport Gulls have to try and overcome as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Fans, the NECBL's Broadcast Network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, and now on your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a team pass for $125, or enjoy the entire 2018 season with a league pass for $149. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. The latest stats, scores, highlights, and player of the game interviews. Tune in after the final pitch of every home game for all of the analysis you need, and listen in live for our exclusive interview with the Newport Gulls player of the game. Only on the Newport Gulls postgame report on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Four to nothing, Pilgrims on top as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Newport with one last chance to try and claw their way back into this one. And they will have to face the 3rd Plymouth Pilgrim pitcher of the night. And it's number 18, Grant Donahue, the righty, 6'1", 215 out of the University of Virginia, a rising senior from Charlottesville, Virginia. And this past season, he had a 1-2 record, 10 appearances, 4 starts with a 4.96 earned run average in 16.1 innings on the hill. He walked 9 and struck out 13. And he will face the top of this Newport lineup, Plew, Austin, Reed, and Hosey, who, between all of them, do not have a hit.
Well, Donahue has been solid through his first 2 appearances for the Pilgrims. 0s for the ERA, 3 1/3 worked. He's given up 2 hits and walked 1. He's struck out 5. And he has a 1-0 record, picking up the win against Maine. Came into a 4-4 ball game, and in his second inning of work, right before his second inning of work, Willie Holmesa launched a bottom of the 8th 2-run homer to win it. And he closed it out. Now here, not a save opportunity as it stands now with the 4-run lead. But it looks as though he's going to be the closer for the Pilgrims this season, and he is one of the most strongest arms out of the pen for the Pilgrims.
Yeah, you know, and you look back to that 3-run 7th inning was just really the difference. And the 2 walks from McCaffrey, that really put things in the right situation for the Pilgrims. They were able to capitalize and really extend it. And now Newport has to try and find a way to at least get something going. It's been all Pilgrims pitching so far as Plew digs in for the 4th time today and takes ball 1 just on the outside corner.
And I think when you look back on the game, I mean, if you don't get anything going offensively at all and it's still a 0 at game's end, you know, it is what it is. But when you look back at the game, you're going to say, man, those 2 walks and being ahead 0-2, the most frustrating part.
1-0, foul down the third base line into the netting, 1-1. Plew flew out to Flower in right field. He grounded out to the shortstop, Wyatt. And he grounded out to Solomon at third in the 6th inning. Plu, who has reached base safely in every single game so far in this 2018 NECBL season, has been a great leadoff hitter for Mike Coombs. He's not alone with the struggles this evening. The 3 bats behind him, Austin, Reed, and Hosey, have also had a tough night. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball high and outside, 2-1.
Donahue features fastball, slider, and also a curve and a changeup. Comes from a 3/4 arm angle. Used to be an over-the-top guy, but wanted to add a little action to the fastball.
Donahue from the windup. Here's the 2-1. Fastball inside, just misses. And it's now 3 balls and 1 strike here to Plu out of Washington State. So the last thing you want is a leadoff walk if you're the Pilgrims.
Last inning, the leadoff man reaching for the Gulls with a single, the first time they'd got the leadoff man aboard all night. Pilgrims don't want to let it happen again.
Here's the 3-1. That one, a line drive into shallow right center field. Hyatt coming in on it, and he's able to make the play as he ranged in into his left to retire Plu for the 4th time tonight. 1 away here in the 9th.
I'll tell you what, the Pilgrims have been blessed the last couple years here with some seriously rangy center fielders. Last year they had Chase Cheek out of Duke, who had some of the best range I've seen out at that 8 position. And here Hyatt has been fantastic for him. And that was a long way to go to a ball falling pretty fast, but great speed, and he gets to it and makes the makes a tough play look easy.
Yeah, I mean, he made that look routine. Here's Cole Austin, first pitch fastball high, 1-0. He's had no problem navigating that Cardin's outfield, but also hasn't had many deep balls or hard hit balls at him. Mostly been coming in all night. Both struggling to find the barrel of the bat. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball chased high for strike 1. Austin struck out looking in the 1st, struck out swinging in the 4th, and flew out to Walsh in the 7th inning. Here's the 1-1, another high fastball, chased for strike 2. So Austin maybe a little impatient here.
Yeah, I think so. Trying to get more than he really can done with one swing. Going after that high fastball, and he just really hasn't seen it too well today.
4-0, Pilgrims on top, bottom of the 9th inning. Nobody on, 1 down. Here's the 1-2 to Austin. It's a breaking ball that stays high and even things up at 2 apiece.
I saw in the last at bat and in warm-ups for Donahue, he hasn't finished that breaking ball off. Hasn't looked good for him really yet. Relying on the fastball right now because he's just let a few slip.
He's got a 4-run cushion as he steps off.
The air dampening a little bit here in Newport, but kind of interesting to see that he just hasn't really had it down.
3rd pitcher of the night for the Pilgrims. Here's the 2-2. Fastball right down the middle, taken for strike 3. 3rd strikeout of the night for Austin, and there are 2 away. Austin had some choice words, but it looked like it caught a lot of the plate.
Yeah, I mean, you could make a case that maybe it was a little bit high, but that's right down the middle, and that's not a pitch you can take at 2-2.
So the Gulls are down to their final out, and it's Dalton Reed trying to extend the ball game. Bats in the 3-hole. He's 0 for 3 as well with 2 strikeouts and a fly out to Walsh. Bats with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch, swinging. Fouls that to the backstop, 0-1.
And interesting to see, too, with Reed. Stepping in very first pitch, he's already got the bat choked up on. And a good, couple inches it looks like there.
Yeah, generally he's like to do that. Just kind of shorten it up. Here's the 0-1 fastball taken high for ball 1. He just kind of tapes the end of the bat and creates more of a knob, and it really doesn't extend into his top hand. It's just something that he's been doing the entire season and probably for the majority of his career. 1-1, line drive into left center field, slicing, and it'll get in the hole all the way to the fence. Dalton Reed rounding first, trying to make it a double. The throw in from Walsh is not in time. So with 2 outs, Dalton Reed has his first hit of the ball game, and it's a double. And Newport maybe can figure out a 2-out rally. Still a tall order, down 4-0, but at least Dalton Reed has a hit.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, it's clearly working for him with that choke up.
Yeah.
Generating an awful lot of power from a choked bat. But yeah, I mean, you kind of felt like it was a matter of time for Reed, averaging 2 hits a game coming into tonight, and had been held hitless and can only do that for so long.
5th hit of the night for Newport. Plymouth has 10. No errors for either team, so still 2 outs. Here's Cody Hosey. Hosey 0 for 3, flew out to Walsh, struck out, and popped out to Wyatt at short. Donahue now from the stretch. First pitch fastball catches the low and outside corner for strike 1.
And if you're Donahue, you can't even be thinking about Reed on second. Just go after the batter. It's like he's not even there. Still got 3 runs that got to come in behind him, so just focus up and get out of it quickly here with Hosey.
And even if Hosey were to hit a home run, still you get a 2-run advantage, and you're going up against, Hogeson, who is 1 for 3, but pretty much everybody in this Newport lineup has struggled against the Plymouth Pilgrims pitching, as that one is chopped off the glove of Donahue, skips to Viscarello, and the throw from Viscarello is in time to retire the side and end the game. Final score here, the Pilgrims take this one 4-0. They improve to 4-2 on the season. Newport falls to 3-3, second consecutive loss for the Gulls. They'll be back in action tomorrow. They'll have the night off, but Wednesday, when they face New Bedford here at Cardines Field, don't go anywhere. The Newport Gulls postgame show is up next right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Fans, the NECBL's Broadcast Network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, and now on your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a team pass for $125, or enjoy the entire 2018 season with a league pass for $149. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule.
Stay tuned for the Newport Gulls postgame report, next on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
As we welcome you back here to the broadcast booth, Dave Peck alongside the Newport Gulls scorekeeper Andre Olivier, the voice of the Plymouth Pilgrims Quinn Kelly, and the Newport Gulls field reporter Joe DeLeon. So a final score here at Cardines. Pilgrims take this one 4-0, and that 1.67 first-ranked pitching staff comes in here and shuts out the Newport Gulls. Not an easy feat. They were impressive.
No, certainly not. I mean, you come up against the hottest hitting team right now in the league in one of the more hitter-friendly ballparks in the NECBL. And like we said at the top, you had to keep it down, had to make sure you were throwing strikes, and that's what Pilgrims pitching did. A shorter outing than Junker would have liked himself, but a very strong 5 1/3 of scoreless ball with 8 Ks. And really just the rest of the staff combined to really be strong.
It was an RBI single in the 4th inning off the bat of Max Flower. That plated Cam Walsh, who led off the inning with a double. And then they didn't end up needing it, but they scored 3 more in the 7th off that 2 RBI single from Cam Walsh. So he was pretty much all over the scorebook. And, he's a guy, he bats in the 5 hole, usually a guy who can put a swing on the ball, and he did so today.
Absolutely did. He was fantastic for the Pilgrims, who it was really a struggle for them through those first 6 innings to only be up 1-0. You have to imagine that it was frustrating in the dugout there just because there were so many opportunities for timely hits that they just couldn't cash in on. Finally, they get it done in the 7th with Walsh, who, like you said, all over the scorebook. Big game for him.
Josh Bates picks up the loss on his 4-inning performance. He gave up 1 run off 6 hits, walked 2, and struck out 6. The winning pitcher in today's game is Cameron Junker. He went 5.1, gave up no runs, 2 hits, 1 walk, and had 8 strikeouts. So he was impressive and pretty much is what we thought it would be as far as Plymouth pitching, able to shut out the Newport Gulls here at Cardines Field. Final score once again, Plymouth 4, Newport 0. And Quinn, always a pleasure. It's good to have you back. Good to see you again after a year off.
Dave.
And excited to be back. What are we, Thursday?
Thursday night.
We're at Forges Field.
First trip down.
Should be fun, and best of luck the rest of the season. You have an off day on Wednesday. We have an off day tomorrow, and we'll be back in action. So best of luck. Thank you
Best
so
of luck
much
to you
for
as
coming
well.
down.
Pleasure.
I'll send the post-game show over to my right as the Newport Gulls field reporter Joe DeLeon will take things over. Joe, how we doing?
I'm doing well, Dave, and like you said, the final here at Cardines Field ends up being 4-0 in favor of the Plymouth Pilgrims. And before we go to breaking down the game with me in the booth and Aram Layton also joining me, I'm just going to take a quick look at the scores around the league. The Ocean State Waves, in-state rivals of the Newport Gulls, ended up winning 10-7 over the Mystic Schooners, and then the Sanford Mainers were a dominant force over the Danbury Westerners, 4-3, knocking off a hot Westerners team. And then finally, the Vermont Mountaineers overcoming the North Adams Steeplecats, 3-2. As far as today's game, it was a struggle hitting the ball for the Gulls, as they typically have been a dominant force hitting the ball, leading the league in home runs this season so far. Probably not the case after today, considering they didn't knock any out of the park, but only 5 hits today, which is way below the threshold that they've been putting up so far this year. And then also to include within that, no runs scored. They've been hot in the past few games besides tonight, in which they scored over 5 runs in a 4-game span, and they were also 2-0 at home, and both of those streaks have been broken. As far as the losing pitcher today for the Gulls was Josh Bates, who pitched in 4 innings. He gave up 6 hits, and he also did manage 6 strikeouts, which is a very good outing for him. But the 1 run, and then finally the 3 runs that came from Michael McCaffrey in the 7th inning would put away the Gulls. And as far as the pitching for Plymouth goes, they ended up having Cole Junker being the one getting the victory, 5.1 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, and helped getting them the W here at Cardines. So, Aram, what do you think was the big struggle here today? Particularly, it seemed like it was the hitting.
Well, it's interesting because it hasn't been the hitting so far this season with the Gulls. The offense hasn't seemed to be a problem at all. As you said before, they haven't put up less than 5 runs in their last 4 games. I said earlier in the pregame show, if the Gulls can keep their opponent around 4 runs or under, they have a good chance at winning the ball game usually. In this case, it didn't pan out, but Plymouth, don't take anything away from them. They have the NECBL leading ERA, which was under 2 coming into today.
It was 1.67, I believe.
Exactly. So that's incredible. That's an impeccable ERA so far this season, and it only went down after today, not giving up a run. So you got to give the credit where it's due to Plymouth. They pitched a heck of a game, and the Gulls just have to bounce back and get the bats going next game.
Since it's so early on in the season, this is, I believe, the 6th game of the year. Do you think the Gulls should be concerned by the fact that they actually finally face a good pitching staff and they struggle compared to the other teams they were playing? It also makes some of the other opponents they were playing not look as good.
Well, the thing is I think Plymouth is as good of a pitching staff as you're going to find, and that shouldn't be as much of a concern in general. But the thing is they're going to have to beat Plymouth again at some point. Getting to the playoffs, it's going to be the same pitching staff, and they're going to have to get by Plymouth eventually. So I don't think there's any reason to be concerned. The team's still adjusting. A couple new guys. We saw Stevie Mangrum in the lineup for the first time and a few others. So it's still a learning curve. They're still getting used to some things, and I think they'll settle in fine. But at the end of the day, they're going to have to come back and beat Plymouth again later in the week.
This was Aram Layton and Joe DeLeon for the post-game report, and we're going to be sending it back down to the play-by-play man, Dave Peck, as he will be doing his post-game wrap-up.
Newport falls to the Plymouth Pilgrims by a score of 4-0 here at Cardines Field. 2nd consecutive loss on the season, and they fall to 3-3 on the year. They'll be back in action on Wednesday when they take on the New Bedford Bay Sox for the 2nd time, try to pick up their first win against the Bay Sox. First pitch, 6:35 on Gaudet Middle School night, where 250 free keychains will be given out courtesy of Sakaguchi Honda. And before we go, I'd like to thank everybody who is part of the broadcast here. It was executive producer Tom Lima, the producer Shannon Carlson, the associate producer Dan Myford, the audio technician Aram Layton, the on-site engineer Nick Bello, the production assistant Ali Heap, the field reporter Joe DeLeon, and for the voice of the Plymouth Pilgrims, Quinn Kelly, I'm Dave Peck. We'll see you in a couple days right here in the City by the Sea.